One last thing about rotational symmetry. If you're having difficulty with it, take an object and trace it on transparency paper or another piece of paper. Put a tack in the middle of it and rotate it and find out if it ever lines up again. And that will tell you that you have rotational symmetry. Pretty neat, huh? That's a project that you can do in class. I would also encourage you to go as a group out and take pictures or look in your newspaper and see if you can find ads or logos that have line or rotational symmetry. We'll see you next time.
High school basketball in Newport News, Virginia. It is Woodside versus Menchville. Greg Bickaveris along with Nate Milton. Glad you're with us live on Cox Cable 47, 517. Indeed, always a pleasure. Nate, when you talk about these two teams, they're very familiar with each other.
Absolutely. No secrets here. These two teams have already met once this season, Greg, and now we're going to see the rematch. It's going to be a fun night.
And they both have an eye for postseason.
Right. They both want to use this game as a springboard, as a launching pad to get to that next level. So it's going to be very competitive tonight. I can't wait to see what these young women have for us tonight.
And we look forward to bringing it to you. The officials tonight are respectively Jerry Dye, Mangenius Jackson, and Michael Blunt. Menchville won the earlier game between these two. As we can hear everything loud and clear, and of course, those are the fans right there in attendance on senior night.
Absolutely big night for the senior girls for the Menchville Monarchs. Coming into tonight, Greg, with a record of 16-6. Woodside a few games back, coming in with a record of 12-8. So the Wolverines definitely have some incentive, Greg, to come out here and play hard.
And of course, we have a lot of great halftime festivities as well. All right, let's welcome our good friends, Fazoli's.
There you see them, folks. Fazoli's, they feed our crew. Let them feed you. Fazoli's at 11739 Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, Virginia. Give them a call, 757-596-4324, and check them out at Fazoli's.com. Again, thanks to Fazoli's for helping us bring this broadcast to you, folks.
And, of course, they have locations in Newport News and Chesapeake. Thank you, Michelle. Of course, everybody's got a Facebook page now.
I am telling you, man, if you don't have a social media presence, it's almost like you don't exist nowadays.
Watch us on NNPS-TV.com. Mike Talon, the coach of Woodside, won a state championship with Phoebus. Had a sabbatical last year from Woodside, but he helped his wife's team inherit it, so he stayed in the game.
Yeah, and certainly, you know, we always talk about these coaches that take their time and their talent and their treasure and put it into these kids, and Mike Talon certainly one of the great names when it comes to women's basketball in this area.
Absolutely, and Adrian Webb, the Menchville girls coach, he's a math teacher, went to UVA, and of course the lineup, Woodside and of course Menchville, here at Menchville High School Newport News. Hope you enjoyed our wrestling match, and also hope you enjoyed Denby and Woodside, and of course most recently Heritage of the Warwick. Anderson, Askew, Boyce, Jackson, Williamson for Woodside. And for the Monarchs, it'll be Sawyer, Fogarty, King Johnson, Harris, and white. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish.
Absolutely. And both teams want to end their season on a good note tonight and get ready for the playoffs like we mentioned. And you can tell, Greg, this crowd is hyped and excited for these Lady Monarchs on senior night.
Absolutely. For more, log on to NNPS-TV.com. We got some great features coming up at halftime, respectively. We're live tonight. Glad you're with us during the dinner hour. Nice crowd filing in for the girls' game. It's a great community event.
Absolutely. This is a big event. I've been talking to people about it all day, Greg. And like you said, this is a great, exciting event for Menchville, but also for Newport News as a whole. So I'm glad to be able to bring this game to the folks tonight.
So much history at Menchville. We'll go over some of that history as the game goes on. They play 8-minute quarters in the Virginia High School League. There you see the head coach for the Monarchs, Adrian Webb. Father's been involved with the program here as well. Of course, Phil Forbes put them on the map.
Yeah, you know, if we talk about Phil Forbes and those teams from back in the 90s with Daniel Dawson, Shalois Elias, some of the great players that put on that purple and gold. And so Coach Webb now, you mentioned he's a math teacher. He's trying to find the equation to continue that success and build on the foundation that Coach Forbes and those young women laid down.
Woodside wearing the black uniforms, aqua numerals, and of course Menchville in the white and purple and gold. Always a good rivalry. Glad you're with us for the hardwood action. Again, Jerry Dye, Man Genius Jackson, Michael Blunt, the officials. There you see Mike Talon, the former Phoebus girls basketball coach, former Woodside girls basketball coach, respectively. After a sabbatical last year, back with the Wolverines. But he took the time off to be with his wife for 1 year.
Yeah,
Got to give her a little heads up.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family. You know, these coaches give a lot to these young men and women, and so it's good to see coaches taking time for themselves every now and then.
Officials just letting them play the game early on, underway at Menchville High School in Newport News. And of course, Woodside, they like that motion offense. The strength, of course, is the defensive aggressiveness. They got the ball now in the black uniforms. The weakness has been the live ball turnovers for both teams. You got to watch that early.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the tails of the tape for this contest, Greg. The team that is able to force the most turnovers, I think they'll have more success. And the team that has the most turnovers, commits the most turnovers, that's going to be the team that's going to have trouble because both of these teams are so evenly matched.
Menchville, coached by Adrian Webb, likes the motion offense. They got the ball now in the white. Very athletic. Weakness has been limiting the turnovers. That's pretty much true for all the teams. Live ball turnovers, always an issue. But right now, you should be fundamentally sound at the end of the season. Still no score.
And I think the thing we're seeing right now, Greg, is both teams need to kind of settle down a little bit. It's a little bit loosey-goosey here off the start, and that's to be expected. You know, these two girls, schools right now
not used to being on TV.
Not used to being on TV. You know, we bring the lights, we bring the cameras. It's up to these young women on the court to bring the action. So they just got to settle down, take a breath, and go out here and play basketball the way they've been taught.
Kelsey Fogarty, number 2 for Menchville. Alta White, number 20. Also number 5, Sydney Harris. Number 2, we mentioned Fogarty. Fast break. It's good. By number 11, respectively, that's Boyce.
Nice job by Amaya Boyce. The sophomore point guard for the Wolverines, Greg, was able to get out fast on the break, like you said, made a proactive move to the hoop, and was able to withstand the contact, and now she's got a chance to make it a 3-point play.
White, of course, out there for Menchville as well. Nice shot there by number 11, Boyce. 3-0 Woodside. We played a little bit over a minute. Menchville in the white uniforms. We're at Menchville High School. Work on that nodule, Greg. In the lane, it's no good. And Woodside's got the ball. And Nate said it so accurately. Get the kinks out. Stop trying to force things. Let the game come to you, because right now they're pressing. They're trying too hard.
Especially with a team like Menchville, who's coming into this game, as we mentioned, with 16 victories under their belt. They've been in pressure situations. It's just a matter right now of focusing, making the smart pass, making the smart play, and getting some points.
You don't want to play sloppy. Do the things that got you here early on. Shot selection, attack the glass, transition. Play your game, not the opponent. Focus and intensity, especially in the first quarter when you're vulnerable. And, of course, focus on the now.
Absolutely. And they're also going to want to take advantage of the possession. They want to have good ball control. You want to limit the turnovers, because mistakes, they can cost you in a game this tight. And, of course, bench support is going to be important. Can those reserves come in and give you a spark off the bench?
Menchville won the game earlier this year. Woodside's got the ball in the black uniforms. Trying to be a tough opponent on the road here. Never easy on the road, because you got your class during the day, you're busy, you're trying to focus on your academics, and you have to stop what you're doing and playing a weeknight basketball game. Very difficult.
Yeah, Woodside wants to come out here and put all that behind them, because they want to come and spoil the party for the Menchville girls. This is their senior night. Woodside wants to come in as the visiting team and knock off the hometown favorites here, the home court favorites in the Menchville Monarchs. So we'll see. Right now, they've got a 4-0 lead on the road. We'll see if Woodside can continue this momentum right now, Greg.
6 minutes left in the first quarter. All Woodside as Askew connects. Greg Bickavere, State Milton, glad you're with us here on the hardwood at Menchville High School. Purple, gold, and white. Jumper way out there is no good. And the follow-through connects for the Monarchs.
Sydney Harris, the senior, Greg, with the rebound and the putback. Maybe that'll be what Menchville needs to get their offense kick-started.
You need something, because Woodside's playing with a lot of poise. And we mentioned that Menchville did beat Woodside the first time. That has to weigh on Woodside's mind. They want to get revenge, but they can't think about it too much. That was a long time ago.
And not only is Menchville having to take on the poise of Woodside, like you mentioned, Greg, but the passion we're seeing right now. Woodside seems to have a bigger sense of urgency than the Monarchs. But right here we see a big defensive move by Menchville.
And the shot is up, and it's good by Kelsey Fogarty. Of course, it's senior night, a little pressure. A lot of the parents here tonight, too.
Yeah, Fogarty with a great move.
Menchville starting to find their rhythm. Outside jumper, it's up, and it's good. Kelsey Fogarty, they left her wide open.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's almost kind of like what we saw with the Lakers and the Sixers. You can't leave people wide open.
Especially a shooter like Kelsey Fogarty. And what we've seen these last two trips, Greg, is defense leading to offense. You know, sometimes your shot's not going to fall. But if you play hard defense, if you force turnovers, you can get some open shots like we saw on those last two trips by Kelsey Fogarty in Menchville.
And they know Mike Talon's all business. It was kind of weird not having him coach last year, but he's back. And, of course, looking forward to finishing out the season. But he did help his wife at Heritage a year ago.
And even when he wasn't there, his presence is there because it's the program that he built. It's the foundation that he laid out. So even if Coach Talon wasn't there physically, in spirit, what he has instilled in these young women was already there.
That's Zaire Jackson for Woodside. Trying to even the ball game up here early in the first quarter. And she does, 7-all. 4:45 left in the first quarter. Greg Bickavere, State Milton, at Greg Bick.
At in the number 8, M-O-Z-A-I-K, at Nate Mosaic.
You need to get some rebounds there. You just can't do one and done. Move without the ball, crash the boards, be aggressive. Inside, outside play, mix it up for both teams. Only focus on this game, making a team effort, all inclusive.
Absolutely, and they've also got to make sure their rotation is right. They got to keep players fresh, play with that fire and desire for all 32 minutes. They got to avoid foul trouble early, stay in the game, and don't get behind early.
Live ball turnovers is the key. Weak side as well. You got to keep an eye on the weak side.
We see Tamia Santos, the sophomore guard, at the line for the Menchville Monarchs.
And she connects. Nip and tuck early on. Again, of course, Woodside coached by Mike Talon, who's coached at Phoebus and Woodside. And, of course, the Monarchs coached by Adrian Webb, the math teacher. Not sure this is calculus out here, but I know one thing, Mitchell's up by 2 points.
Yeah, like I said, he's got the formula right now, so we'll see if that equation bears out for the entire game, my friend.
Sometimes you have to look up. You know, you just can't, when there's no shot clock, sometimes you can just get in a dribble mode and realize you got to get your teammates involved. You have to get your teammates involved.
And it's like we were saying earlier, Greg, ball movement is key.
And the shot is up and it's good.
Right there, another example of ball movement, a good interior pass leading to an open shot.
Cover the weak side, block out. And nice shot there by the Monarchs, number 3, King Johnson.
Jaya King Johnson, a sophomore again, one of these younger players for the Monarchs coming up big right now, early on.
Karen Barefoot played here, the UNC Wilmington women's basketball coach, former Old Dominion coach. Got to get off to a good start. Both teams are starting to find their groove now, but again, we've seen that on all of our basketball games this year where the first quarter has been very vulnerable for girls and the boys.
And I do think there is something, Greg, to the psychological factor of knowing that it's not just the audience here, not just the fans in the arena watching the game, but it's people watching worldwide via NNPS-TV.com, via the YouTube channel for the telecom students. And so this is a big event. This is a big-time game. And so, yeah, it's normal to have jitters, but it's good to see both of these teams kind of settling into a groove right now.
Absolutely. 11-9, Menchville up by 2. You see the nice purple logo there. It's always a lot of pride for you as an alumni as well.
Absolutely. Graduated from Menchville in 1996, way back in the day, kids. And I got to tell you, you know, I'm unbiased when it comes to these broadcasts, but it does always bring me a smile when I see Menchville having success.
And what set you apart was when you were in high school, you were unbiased too. Just like when I did Ferguson games, I was unbiased. We don't have a favorite.
No, we enjoy all of these schools. We root for all these schools.
The same. Always neutral, always. That's why we won so many awards. Outside jumper is up, and it's no good. Here comes Woodside. (11-9) Menchville, 2:56 left in the first quarter. Again, you have to cover the weak side, block out. Get the crowd involved in the game. It is senior night. Move without the ball.
And I think what they've also got to do is, you know, you can't have that, you know, that one and done mentality. You got to have that 12-month season. You have to show up and be accountable. Focus on the task at hand. It's about momentum, Greg, because there you see the fans in attendance here. You get a good start in the second half, and that momentum can carry on into the second half.
We're live on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com, at Greg Bick. Tweet us. Say hello to Nate and I and the crew. Again, thank our good friends at Fazoli's. Got to just keep your composure the best you can.
Wow.
Again, 3 officials tonight.
Just a mental lapse right there by Amaya Boyce, the point guard for the Woodside Wolverines. Didn't get the ball over the timeline in enough time.
Both teams just have to stay focused. Again, you know, you want to win on your senior night, but you got to realize it's a 32-minute game.
Yeah,
it's not a 50-yard dash.
And a lot of that emotion, you know, it can dissipate soon if you're not having success. And so that's why right there, like we see a turnover by the Lady Monarchs, you've got to stay focused because, yes, it's great to have the crowd behind you. Yes, it's great to have that enthusiasm, but you've also got to go out there and execute.
Woodside right now with the ball. Menchville gets it back. You need some rebounding there, folks. You can't win without rebounding. Outside jumper's up, and it's off. And it rolls out of bounds. Keep in mind the goals. Keep in mind the postseason at this point. You've been working since the fall for this moment. Forget quickly what you've already done so far in the first quarter and move on. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Like I said, get the fans involved in the game.
another turnover for the Menchville Monarchs. That's been the one thing that's been holding them back so far early on in this game, Greg.
1:46 left in quarter number 1. Greg Bickavera, St. Milton, glad you're with us, as well as our crew in the truck, who we can hear. Beautiful purple, gold, and white decor in here. Looks really good.
Absolutely. And another turnover by the Menchville Monarchs. That's about the 4th or 5th turnover we've seen in just the last couple of minutes. And Menchville comes in with a better record. They'd be the favorite, but you can't hurt yourself with these turnovers.
Again, Woodside likes the motion offense, man defense. Wearing the black and the aqua as far as the attire. Strength is defensive aggressiveness. Weakness is the turnovers for Woodside. Menchville won the game earlier this year. Menchville, coached by Adrian Webb, likes the motion offense, spreading it out a little bit, full court man defense, athletic Menchville team, and they want to limit the turnovers, especially the live ball turnovers. Menchville's had some great big names in the past, like Phil Forbes and Karen Barefoot.
That was a
Aaron
nice
Webb as well.
Yep, and that was a nice bucket right there by Tyler Sawyer. Getting some points on the board for Menchville.
Menchville trying to extend the lead. And they miss. Woodside got off to a good start, but they got a little sloppy. Nice steal by Menchville. And it's good. By number 11, respectively, Nate Milton. That's Santos.
Santos with a great job playing defense. Put a hand in the cookie jar and came out with all the macaroons, all of the snickerdoodles, all of the peanut butter sandies, and did a great job turning defense into offense for the Lady Monarchs.
They got a 6-point lead, so not being like Santa there.
They are not being generous at all. They're being, there you see right there, just a lackadaisical pass by the Wolverines. Santos did a great job to get her hand in there, turn that defense into offense.
And when you let your guard down, that's what happens.
Yep, and it's easy to kind of lose focus at the ends of quarters, but when you're on the road, little things like that can be the difference between winning and losing, and you know Coach Talon is not going to stand for that.
There you see Coach Talon right there. And the Menchville squad as well, respectively. Again, hope you enjoyed our Denby Woodside boys game, Heritage Warwick doubleheader, and now this doubleheader tonight in a great wrestling match we did back in January. We've done more basketball within a span of 1 month than we did all football season.
I'm telling
One thing
you.
about basketball, we don't have to worry about the weather for the most part.
Absolutely not. That's one of the great things about basketball.
Menchville's got to get across the timeline. Sometimes they get unfocused about the timeline. You only have a few seconds to get it across there. Menchville working ball very well. And it's good. Nice shot there for the Monarchs.
Menchville's finally getting into their offense, and it was a good screen by Gaia Moore, which freed up her teammate to go ahead and knock that jumper down.
Woodside misses. In the lane, they throw it up, and it's good. Nice shot by number 5, McBride. And that ends the first quarter. With the score, it is Menchville 17, Woodside 11. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
Music and fine arts provide enriching experiences. They teach students that there can be more than one solution to a problem, more than one right answer, that mistakes are learning experiences and present an opportunity to be creative and flexible. The arts encourage persistence and dedication. They require sustained concentration, personal reflection involving critical analysis, and self-adjustment to reach desired goals. These are essential 21st century skills, skills recognized as important to productive career and citizen success. Each student deserves and benefits from an arts-rich education.
All right, back here at Menchville High School. Yes, we can hear everybody loud and clear in Newport News. Greg Bickavera, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. We're in the second quarter. Nate, you saw Woodside get off to a good start, but Menchville came back, led by Santos.
Right, and what we saw from Menchville was defense leading into offense. Menchville was not hitting their shots early on, and there you see the crowd here, but defense helped Menchville get back in, helped them get some open looks, helped them get some quick transition buckets, and that is why the score is what it is right now. So it's going to be on Woodside right now to see if Woodside can slow things down, get back into their game.
The Brooks family out here, Ava Brooks, Angel Brooks, Nathan, all out here tonight. Thank you for your support and your kind words before the game. Of course, a big night for the cheerleaders too, the fans, the alumni, the faculty, the staff. See Mike Talon, who's coached Phoebus and Woodside, both. Successful basketball coach for several decades.
Yeah. And again, you talk about the history and just the teams he's coached, the players that he's had the privilege to coach and send on to the next level and collegiately. And there's just so much history when you talk about a Mike Talon and what he brings to the table.
So many generations of experience to lean on. You got to do the little things to make up for the deficit too.
So many of the little things, the ordinary things, are what adds up to making things happen.
Menchville with the ball. That's Fogarty. She's the leader of the team. Number 2, Kelsey. Outside jumper, it's up. It's off. Out there, number 11, also Santos, Fogarty, number 15, respectively. Gibson. Number 30, Moore, which is Ben's niece. There's the coach, Webb, right there. Number 44 as well, Robertson. Wearing George Gervin's old number.
We'll see if she's got the art of the finger roll down like the Iceman had back in the day. A lot of contact.
Very physical game. Outside jumper, it's up, way off. Not many shots she doesn't like to shoot. She's got a lot of confidence.
And that's the kind of thing you need to have, Greg, if you're going to be a jump shooter. It's almost like being a cornerback in the NFL. If you get burned, you come back to the next play and you leave that last play out of your memory banks.
A little over 7 minutes left.
And another turnover for the Woodside Wolverines, Greg. This is not something that's conducive to getting back into a ball game.
17-12. Menchville with a 5-point lead at home. Menchville with the ball and a 5-point lead.
The freshman Anaya Gibson with the long distance jumper, Greg. Menchville again. Menchville has all the momentum now. Woodside is not finding a way to combat that and finding a way to chip back into this contest.
Menchville with the ball in the white uniforms. Up by 8. They won the game earlier this year. Working the ball around very well. And nice follow through right there by number 20, White. Special shout out to Michelle from Fazoli's watching right now. Say hello to Michelle.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michelle. How you doing? Again, Fazoli's, they feed our crew, folks. Let them feed yours. If you're home right now and you're like, I could use some pizza right now. I could use some pasta right now. Give Michelle and the crew at Fazoli's a call. Make it a nice night. We got a lot of basketball for you tonight, and nothing goes with basketball like some Fazoli's.
Just go by there. And the Chesapeake location.
Absolutely.
Fazoli's.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, 5:30 plus left till halftime. Again, sloppy play, but Menchville has got a 10-point lead at home.
Yeah, and I think Menchville is doing just enough right now to maintain that lead, Greg. We've seen a lot of these bench players step up. Like, we just saw some great moves by White. We saw some great moves by Moore a little bit earlier. And so Menchville is starting to feel things now. They're starting to get in their flow.
Again, ball control has been the issue tonight so far. Woodside trying to capitalize on it, and they do. Nice shot right there by Boyce. So it's been Boyce and the Fogarty show tonight.
I'm a big fan of Amaya Boyce, Greg. The sophomore, she's got a lot of fire in her, got a spark in her. She's always wanting to press the ball up court. Big-time player for the Woodside Wolverines.
Almost a steal. A couple of the girls tumble over each other. You just got to do what got you here. Sometimes you try too hard. That's when mistakes happen.
Yeah, sometimes you can get too clever by half, Greg, as the old saying goes. And right there what we saw was a great job by Woodside. After the fast break making the bucket, they got their hands up and they were able to make Menchville make some mistakes. And I think that's what Woodside's going to need to do to get back into this contest.
Happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies out there, right, Nate?
And to the fellas, too, Greg. Fellas need love, too. So happy Valentine's Day.
We'll give them a few pieces of candy.
To everybody out there.
I'll stick with the girls, Nate. You can stick with the guys.
All right. We're all about love here.
All right, outside jumper, it's up, and it's good by number 11. Nice shot there. By who else? Boyce.
Speaking of love, Boyce loving this offense right now for the Woodside Wolverines, bringing her team back into this ball game.
Feeling the tempo are the Wolverines. Trying to get to regional play is the key. And nice shot there. They're feeling it.
Uh-oh.
Number 4, Askew.
Nice job by Talia Askew off the pass by Boyce. The Lady Wolverines are feeling it right now. Uncle Mo is in the building.
2-point difference. Menchville clinging onto a lead. You feel the intensity picking up for the Menchville Monarchs and Wolverines here at Menchville. Woodside trying to steal a road win.
It certainly feels right now like the momentum is on Woodside's side.
Nice fall through. Menchville had some opportunities. They still do. Again, ball control has been the biggest issue and focus tonight. And when you have turnovers, you're not focused.
Right. Now you see the score, folks. Just a 2-point lead for the Lady Monarchs at home against a very tough, hard charging right now Woodside Wolverines team. And you're right, Greg. Those mistakes, those turnovers have come back to bite the Menchville Monarchs.
A little over 3 minutes till halftime.
Nice effort on the steal. Unfortunately, didn't put down the dribble. Traveling call right there. So Menchville will retain the basketball. And another turnover by the Menchville Monarchs.
22-20, 2:56 left. See the fans right there enjoying the ball game. They can also watch it on NNPS-TV.com.
Great atmosphere tonight for a basketball game, folks. Glad you're joining us.
Jumper is up, off by number 2. Fogarty gets her own rebound. Menchville holding on to a 2-point lead, but it's been all Woodside here, kind of ebb and flow.
Yeah, and right now Woodside definitely seems to be the team playing with the fire and desire, playing with that sense of urgency, playing with the momentum. Mitchell's got to hit a couple baskets to stop that. There you go, right there, number 3, King Johnson with the rebound and the putback.
Menchville with the ball in the white uniforms, 4-point lead. A little over 2 minutes left till halftime. And we got a feature on the field hockey team for Menchville at halftime, courtesy of Ray Price and our Sports Highlights crew. Correct, Mr. Price? All right. We are looking forward to it.
Menchville clinging to a 4-point lead. Again, not being careful with the ball. I like this right now by Zaire Jackson, the captain, one of the captains for the Lady Wolverines.
Trying to reset a little bit.
Yep, slowing things down.
No reason. It's not a 50-yard dash. Menchville's up by 4 at home, And that patience didn't pay off, but still, you know, kind of kept them under control. You got to process a little bit, too.
Well, that's the thing. It's one thing to be patient, but you also have to move the ball around, Greg. And I could have used an extra pass right there from Zaire Jackson.
(24-20), Woodside at the line, trailing by 4 with 1:16 left. As you see, Williamson, number 23. They actually have names in the back of their jerseys, unlike Menchville. You don't see that much in high school with names of the jerseys.
No, you don't, Greg. And there we see again, Niall Williamson, the sophomore. You can see a name across the back of the jersey. I really do like these Wolverine jerseys, though, the black and the teal. It's classic for them, you know, being one of the newer schools. It fits them.
Menchville with the ball going right to left in the white uniforms. They like the motion offense. Woodside countering. You kind of mix it up sometimes with the man defense. Almost a steal. It is.
Good hustle by the Lady Wolverines, Greg.
Less than a minute left. And Woodside connects. Tied up, 24-all. Less than a minute. Here at Menchville, NNPS-TV.com. Hit the live icon button. Watch it on Cox Cable 47, 517. Don't flick that dial. Got a great 16 minutes coming up.
Absolutely. This one is neck and neck. Now we're all square at 24. I've really been impressed with this last 2 or 3 minutes of Woodside Wolverine basketball. They've been aggressive on offense. They've been aggressive in attacking, defensively getting in the passing lanes, and Menchville has got to find a way to respond.
We got Morgan Merritt, Lauren Satchel, Julia Cook coming up at halftime. Courtesy of Sports Highlights.
Yet another, that's not a highlight right there, though. Another turnover for the Lady Monarchs.
Woodside's got it, tied up, trying to take the lead. Again, you need help. You're not an island out here. Woodside with the ball. Final few seconds left. And it's good. Nice shot there by number 22, Jackson.
Nice move by Zaire Jackson, one of the captains.
Jumper off. Menchville with 2 seconds left.
You got Asia White at the charity stripe. See if she can knock both of these free throws down and tie the game up before the half, my friend.
Two seconds. Gotta watch the pass. Key is take your time in the second half. I mean, you don't want to force anything. She barely got the ball in.
Yeah, Menchville's probably got to get something off the screen and get a quick shot.
Well, somebody at this point.
2 seconds left.
Outside jumper, it's off. So Woodside's got a 2-point lead at the half on the road over Menchville, 26-24. Stay tuned. All right, back at halftime, and of course, Woodside's up by 2. We have now Morgan Merritt, Lauren Satchel, Julia Cook, excellent students, excellent field hockey players at Menchville. Stay tuned and enjoy it. All about students on this first segment, Morgan Merritt, Lauren Satchel, Julia Cook, all making it happen on set. Menchville field hockey players, how are you?
Good.
Let's start off with Morgan. Morgan, how did you get involved in field hockey?
When I was younger, my brother grew up with a lot of girls who played field hockey, and so, you know, they come over to my house a lot, and they just got me involved in the game, and I started playing rec, especially with these two, with Mystic Waves, and that's where it all began.
So you're all kind of besties.
Yeah.
Very good. Lauren, how about you?
My mom actually played at Mary Baldwin, so she was my coach for Mystic Waves for all of us, and I just had an interest in it and started playing. So.
Julia?
Same thing with Morgan. I had older girls in my neighborhood that played, and then I just started playing with them, and then I wasn't too good at field, so I joined goalie, and that's how I've played goalie ever since. So.
Talk about this past season. You made the postseason. How would you characterize it?
It was really exciting, especially since Menchville has never been to state, so making history at our school and setting that benchmark for future teams is a really great thing to do.
Was it more pressure did you feel in the regionals in the state?
I would say so. We had a younger team this year with a bunch of freshmen, but they came in and played awesome, so I was really proud of our team.
And what position did you play?
I played goalie.
Very good.
So.
Now, we talked about how hard that ball is.
Yeah.
It's not a Nerf ball. Talk about it and how you get it more than anybody.
Yeah, so I mean, with all the gear on and stuff, they all think it's fun and games and they really hit, and I mean, I can take it, I'm fine with it, but sometimes you get to a spot where there's barely any padding, or it's really thin, and it stings a little bit. I mean, but I have bruises to prove it, but I mean, I love the sport, so it's really, I've gotten used to it.
Talk about the equipment a typical girl wears as far as protective equipment for field hockey.
In high school, you have to wear goggles and always mouth guards, shin guards, because getting hit in those places is going to hurt. So.
And Lauren, you've gotten hit before, right?
Oh, plenty of times.
When you recommend field hockey for an incoming freshman girl, what would you recommend?
I guess just, playing safe, trying new things, because a lot of girls, when they first start playing, they're afraid to try to get better. And,
Right.
With our JV team, I try to tell them, don't be afraid to make mistakes and practice in games, because this is where you have to learn.
And the JV team did really good this year. I think they won most of their games as a group for a JV team at Menchville. So it was really good.
Let's talk about that. It's kind of a unique situation where the head coach and the JV coach are sisters, correct?
Yes.
Well, talk about your head coach. What did you like about her the most?
Well, I love my coach. She's awesome. She's always has a positive attitude towards us, and she always gives us the encouragement to try new things and do our best. So.
And the determination, if we want, our goal was states this year, and we went to states, and she gave us the pieces to get there, and she helped us, and then at the end of it, she couldn't have been more proud of us, and I think that all in all, as with her pushing us, that really made us go as far as we did.
And one of our team things is accountability. So she's really good with some coaches are really nice and just say, oh, it's okay, you're fine, but she will, of course, discipline us, make sure we're doing everything right, and I think it's not a bad thing. It challenges us, and I think makes it more fun.
We're talking about Coach Kuykendall.
Yes.
Right, y'all call her Coach K.
Yes.
All right, for you, young lady, you won several awards. Talk about your
Yes.
awards for the public that doesn't know about it.
For the past 3 years, I've gotten District Player of the Year. Past 2 years, Regional Player of the Year. I think All-State 3 times, first team, All-Region, All-District. So.
She's a goalie.
I'm a forward, yeah, I'm a forward.
Midfielder.
The forwards usually, in soccer, they're the ones who score a lot. Is it the same way kind of in field hockey?
Yes, sir.
Right. When you talk about some of y'all's opponents that gave you a tough time in the district, who were they?
Gloucester,
Gloucester.
Maury, Nansen
Yeah.
River.
Yeah, what was it about Gloucester? Kind of a rivalry there.
Yes.
Gloucester,
Yeah.
yeah.
So none of the Newport U schools are rivalries for you?
We have a rivalry with Warwick and everything because it's a Menchville thing. So it's more Menchville, Warwick, kind of butt heads all the time. But Gloucester's for field hockey, Gloucester's our school.
Now talk about the time and the rules, how long does a typical match last for?
An hour.
Yeah.
But as far as their time limit?
No, not really, because if it's tied by the end of the game, we go into overtime, 7v7, and if still no one scored, 7v7 again, and then we go into 8 seconds, 10 seconds.
Very nice. We're talking to Morgan Merritt, Lauren Satchel, Julia Cook, senior, junior, and junior, of course. When you talk about field hockey as a sport, you just don't show up the day before practice and expect to have your game won. It's something you kind of do year-round, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll talk about what you do after the season's over.
Well, I play club, so a lot of the girls on the team play club to improve their skills and keep in shape and keep their skills up. So, and also during the summer, we condition, so we're usually doing something year-round.
What about you?
We all play the same travel team together, so when we're not playing with Menchville, we do that and other sports. So.
same thing. We're on the same travel team, and most of like the girls on the travel team are a part of Menchville field hockey as well.
Look, y'all made the state. Congratulations.
Thank
Team
you.
bonding is very important, whether it's football, basketball, cheerleading, baseball, soccer. What did you enjoy about your team, and how many years did you play on the team?
I think not only like has it made me into a better player, but I made so many friendships, like especially these two. Like I've gotten so close to people over the past 4 years that it's just normal for me to hang out. We all always hang out together outside of school, even outside of season. So.
Right. Y'all kind of like go out to eat together,
Yeah.
shop
all the
together,
time.
do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as far as, you know, you mentioned the bonding. It's important because a lot of it's communication on the game. If y'all know each other and y'all are friends, that makes it easier on game day, right?
Yeah, it does.
How about the school support and your parent support?
Parent support is phenomenal.
Yeah.
With like the school support too, with our principals and like all the administration is really like, it's like it's a home. Like with parent support, like at the games and everything, it's just
They're always
They're
involved.
always there.
Does that make you feel better when you have a packed
Yeah.
house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We love looking at sidelines and seeing our teachers and administrators and stuff
Friends
supporting
always,
us,
yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
into it. It's not like they're just there; like they're
It's
cheering
on-
us on, staying the whole time, making
awesome.
trips out to away games to see us play.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good, makes you smile. And
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
you know, younger girls are watching you guys too as well. As far as when you talk about your future plans, talk about JMU.
Actually, today I just signed with JMU, so I'll play there for the next 4 years and hopefully.
Breaking it right here, folks, for the December show. We got Morgan Merritt breaking it right here with Sports Highlights. She is going to be at JMU Duke. Congratulations. Of course, take it easy when you play George Mason if you play them. That's where I went to school. But you're a junior. Have you thought about college already?
Yes, sir. I'm actually also committed to play at James Madison University.
Okay.
So.
Their uniforms are pretty similar to Menchville's, right?
Yeah,
Purple,
purple,
same
white.
colors.
It's only a few hours away, and
Yeah.
they ski resorts there as well. How about you, Julia?
I'm not committed anywhere yet, but I am looking.
Right. You don't want to go too far away from home, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Right. Well, let's talk about what do you like to do for fun away from field hockey?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, we also do track, which I know it's like more sports, but
Yeah.
I feel like our life like revolves around sports. But
It does. How about you?
I do like other clubs like Young Life and stuff and track.
Very
So
nice.
I do tennis, and then I also like do Young Life and other clubs.
yeah,
Very nice. All right. How do y'all balance academics, athletics, activities, and each one of you tell us your GPA?
Oh, my GPA is a 4.12,
Wow.
and then our coaches are so like supportive. They know that academics come first, and they understand if we have to stay after for like a study thing or a test. Like they're completely like understanding.
my GPA is a 3.7, and our coaches, like she said, understand like if we have things after school, but teachers are always there to help us with after school activities and stuff, and they understand if we have to come late because they want us to be involved into our schools. So.
Yeah, my GPA is a 3.4. With like field hockey and stuff, like with traveling with Coach K, with like on bus rides there, like we do homework, or it's like if at practice or before practice, we like sit sometimes if we have time in her room and do it, especially.
Right.
So.
Does it make it easier to, the computer is available for you? Like, do y'all do a lot of work when you're on the road on your laptop or your iPad? Talk about how you do it on the road.
I have an online class, so I do a lot of it on my laptop or just look at my phone, reading books or something.
Sometimes I just like look ahead to see what I have, and I bring that stuff with me. So.
Right. And the main thing is y'all are having fun, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's good. All right, cool. Well, all the best. Give us your final record for the year. You had a winning record, of course.
Yeah.
And
Two
who did y'all end up
losses.
losing to in the States?
Deep run. We lost to in-state.
Yeah.
Right. But you had to travel a little bit there, too, as well.
Yes, we did.
Right, that was not easy to travel, but y'all did good. Congratulations. You made your school proud for being in the state. Very few schools ever make the state, and all three of y'all should be proud, as well as your teammates and your coaches, and your parents, too. All right, I want to thank Morgan Merritt, Lauren Satchel, Julia Cook, excellent Menchville field hockey players, all have great GPAs, and they all represent their school.
All right, we're back here at Menchville High School at Newport News. Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton. Hope you enjoyed that nice interview.
Absolutely. Again, always great to spotlight and highlight our young students, our student athletes here in the Newport News school system. And again, Menchville, a school that I have very close ties with, a great place for academics, athletics, and athleticism. And there you see, Greg, our score at halftime, 26-24, the home team Monarchs on the bottom.
And, of course, anything can happen right now.
It can, and the thing for Menchville, though, they've got to limit the turnovers. Woodside was able to go on a 15-7 run in the second quarter, primarily on the strength of a lot of Monarch turnovers. So if Menchville and Coach Webb can limit that, then I think they'll be able to get back into this ball game and pull out the victory here at home. But Woodside has been very tough so far.
16 minutes of excellent action coming up.
Right, and I think what it's all about, Greg, is these two teams coming out here, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be exciting. You see the crowd here. We got the fans in the building. This is going to be fun. Let me tell you what, folks.
(26-24). Third quarter coming up right here with all the great action here on NNPS-TV, Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPSTV.com, at Greg Bick on Twitter. And they're trying to get things organized here. There seems to be some type of interruption at the scores table. At Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight.
At in the number 8, MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic on Twitter. Again, there you see, folks, rising 11th graders. If you're interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information or to schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, this broadcast this evening being brought to you by 11th and 12th graders, staff and students working together. Great job by the crew. And again, if you're a rising 11th grader and you want to know more, schedule a tour, 591-4687, extension 0.
Absolutely.
And there you see sports highlights, Greg. Mondays at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., as well as Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. here on Cox 47 and Verizon Fios Channel 17. Again, sports highlights bringing you the best of our student athletes here, Newport News Public Schools. Again, sports highlights, one of the staples here in Newport News.
All right, well, folks, sometimes on live TV you do see things happen. And unfortunately right now there's an ambulance outside by our trucks, and whoever is ill here on the court, we do hope they're okay, because we have no idea what's going on. We've never played live cop or live ambulance, but right now this is live television. And there seems to be some type of, yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back after this.
American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
All right, we're back at Menchville High School, and this is where basketball is definitely taking a back seat to life. We got a stretcher coming out here, and again, let's just try to keep things in perspective and hope for the best, whoever this person is who's out ill right now.
Absolutely, you know, and again, it's great to be out here, but these are instances where the activities and the sports and things of that nature take a backseat to real life. So again, you know, we don't know exactly what's going on, but you wish the best for you know, whoever is over there being attended to by the medical facility.
That's the whole thing, is when you leave the comfort of your home and you go out in the public, you never know what's going to happen, whether it's physical or medical. Let's take a break.
You don't have to change just to fit in. You don't have to apologize for who you are. Just be yourself, and I promise people will enjoy it. Just be yourself. Be your real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, and magical person you are. Be yourself. Because everyone else is already taken. Just be you.
The Navy Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps, or NJROTC, provides military science and leadership training for high school students. Enrollment in NJROTC does not require you to pursue a military obligation after high school. If you complete 2 to 3 years in NJROTC, you can enter the military in higher grades than other enlistees. For more information, please contact your school guidance counselor or visit www.njrotc.navy.mil or www.navyjrotc.us.
Remember, you can prevent this from happening to yourself. Wear a helmet when riding a bike. And also, watch out for cars, but still, remember to wear a helmet.
All right, back here at Menchville High School, we do hope the person gets well.
Absolutely, and a great response time by the medical practitioners out here. And we are going to, again, try to get back to the business of this basketball game tonight, which is here at Menchville High School. So as things kind of return to a sense of normalcy, again, you always want to wish the best for the person that's being attended to. But there you see, we're going to have to get back to the basketball game. Menchville got to find some way to get back into this thing, limit their turnovers, and get back on offense.
And both teams are going to be rusty now because they're going to be cold from the extended break.
Yep, and so it's going to be a matter of which team can come out here and get back into their offense quicker, which team can get back to doing what they need to do quicker, who can focus more. And, we'll see. Woodside was very hot going into the half. Can Menchville come out with some enthusiasm, with some intensity, and turn the tide here?
All right, Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us at Cox Cable 47-517. That was live news on a sports game for sure. And let's hope everything turns out well. Thank you for hanging in there with us, folks. All right, third quarter underway. Metro in the white uniforms at home. Down by 2 to their arch rival, the Woodside Wolverines. It's the Monarchs versus the Wolverines. Here's the steal, the Tony fast break. Shot is good. It continues with Woodside. That was number 11, Boyce.
Who else but Amaya Boyce, Greg, the steal and the shot. She's been doing that all night long. Great play by Amaya. She's very risky going into those passing lanes. Menchville, though, responds with the J.
28-26, Woodside going right to left with that motion offense by Mike Talon, former state champion at Phoebus. Wife coaches Heritage, the girls basketball team. 28-26, Wolverines trying to extend the lead on the road. Got the officials, Jerry Dye, Genius Jackson, Michael Blunt.
That's a great name, man, Genius Jackson.
He's a man and he's a genius.
I'm telling you. and here we go. See, right here, folks, first play of the half, the steal and the score by number 11, Amaya Boyce, the sophomore point guard. It's been a battle all night between Boyce and Fogarty, and Boyce got the better of it on that particular trip.
And Woodside at the free throw line, respectively. And the shot is up. And it's good by number 4, Askew. 30-26 in favor of Woodside.
Menchville setting things up.
Menchville's got the ball in the white uniforms. That motion offense, they like to spread. They beat Woodside the first time they played.
Wow.
And the young lady falls down. It's been a rough night all along.
That was like some superhero stuff right there. Like the force of the pass was enough to knock her teammate down. Again, another turnover for the Menchville Monarchs. That is not going to get you back into this ball game. The Wolverines just seem to be playing with a better and bigger sense of urgency right now. They're taking the ball to the hoop. They're taking the contact. They're getting free throw opportunities. They seem to have more of a will right now to win than the Lady Monarchs do.
Got to have that desire for 32 minutes. And like we mentioned, Menchville won the earlier contest as they have an eye for the regionals now. Little February excitement before March Madness.
Now you see the senior captain for the Woodside Wolverines, Zaire Jackson, at the charity stripe.
6:19 left in the third quarter, 31-26 Woodside. Trying to get some revenge against Menchville. Nice crowd on hand tonight for senior night in Monarch Country. Was Phil Forbes, a legendary former women's basketball coach. Menchville with the ball in the white uniforms, they throw it out of bounds. I think the glare of the lights of TV and just the pressure have gotten to Menchville and Woodside a little bit both, but Menchville seems a little unconfident right now.
Well, you know, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. The camera also can magnify any small thing. So if you have a problem with turnovers, being on live TV will exacerbate that. We've seen that tonight by the Lady Monarchs.
Menchville with the ball in the white uniforms. Shot is up and it's good. Nice layup right there by the Monarchs, number 20, respectively, White.
Yeah, the good transition bucket by Asia White off the pass from Sydney Harris. That was a great move by the Menchville Monarchs. That's something that can get them some momentum back.
Woodside with the ball, processing a little bit in the lane, up by 4 with 5:26 left as the fans look on.
And again, you know, this is switching gears. You know, you come off the halftime break, you get the stoppage of play early on before the half starts, and now, you know, it's back into the swing of things, and we're seeing which team can respond coming off of that break quicker, and right now it seems to be the Woodside Wolverines.
That was an extended break as well. Woodside with the ball in the black uniforms. Glad you're with us. Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com. The Tony fast break. But she decides to throw it away to her teammate. Jumper is up, off by number 2, Fogarty. The return jumper is off. Team's fighting for the ball. It's a free-for-all right now. They're just rambling out here.
I'll tell you, look like
a little sloppy.
Look like both teams wanted to get the fast break of the night, my friend. But yes, right now we see Woodside definitely playing with more intensity than the Menchville Monarchs right now. And so it's got to be a matter of Woodside just kind of wearing these Monarchs down on the road. And you see right now, so far, Greg, my player of the game, Amaya Boyce, for the Lady Wolverines at the charity stripe.
33-28, 4:52 left in the third quarter. You see Mike Talon in the background. Kind of retired now, just coaching the Woodside girls team after being the assistant in Heritage a year ago. Kind of a volunteer assistant. He's coached Phoebus, Lakeisha Frett, went to Georgia. And, of course, been a legend at Woodside as well. Sometimes not always easy to come back. You saw that with Joe Gibbs with the Redskins. You saw that at Kansas State with their football coach.
Yep.
Can't always come back home again, like you said.
No, but when you got somebody like a Mike Talon who has built this program up, you know, I think that transition was a little more seamless as we see number 11, Tamia Santos, at the line for the Lady Monarchs. Woodside up 34-29 on the home team Monarchs.
Woodside with the ball. They need to work out a game plan here. Plan your work your plan. Glad you're with us all over Newport News. Our good friends at Fazoli's. Michelle in Newport News and Jefferson Avenue. Pizza, pasta, subs, they got it all. Salads too.
Absolutely. They see the score 34-30. Woodside over the home team, Menchville Monarchs. But yeah, Fazoli's, they fed our crew, let them feed yours, folks. Like Greg was saying, pizza, pasta, subs, and so much more. Check them out at Fazoli's.com. A big tip of the cap to Michelle and the crew over at Fazoli's.
All right, almost midway through the third quarter. There you see Fazoli's. They feed our crew. Let them feed you at 2 locations in Newport News and Jefferson Avenue. For more, log on to Fazoli's.com. Great place for lunch and dinner 7 days a week.
Absolutely. Nothing goes better with basketball, in my opinion, Greg, than pizza, than wings, than subs, than pasta. Carbohydrates, that's what it's all about. So Fazoli's, pizza, pasta, subs, and more. That's what Fazoli's is all about, my friend.
And great soda and tea. All right, check out our YouTube channel. Our great highlights. I know our Heritage War Girls game is on there, as well as the Denby Woodside. Some archives are on there as well. Student productions. Our great crew, staff, and students working so well together. We'll get to them in the fourth quarter.
And these are 11th and 12th graders. Again, bring you not only the content on the YouTube channel, but bring you this live game tonight, folks. So again, tip of the cap to the students working hard tonight.
Woodside's got the ball. Woodside in the black and aqua attire. Menchville in the white, purple, and gold. We're at Menchville High School in Newport News. Live tonight in living color.
Sights and sounds of this exciting matchup between these two evenly matched teams.
Great college players that play for the team. Here's the Tony fast break. It is good. Rolls in. By who else? Fogarty.
Man,
there's no fog in that.
Somebody called 911. Call the cops, Greg, because that was theft right there. Fogarty did a good job picking the pocket and scoring on the fast break.
Woodside kind of doing the corners here on the offense, being methodical as they're up by 2 points. Close game. Our best girls game of the year.
Here we see it, folks. Again, just lackadaisical play by the Woodside Wolverines. Menchville steals the ball, the steal and the score.
It almost went off, too.
Great, I'm telling you, great job by number 2, Kelsey Fogarty, the junior guard for the Menchville Monarchs. Wonderful play right there. That could be the spark that gets Menchville back into this contest, folks. Now trailing by only 2.
Got March Madness coming up. UConn, Notre Dame, always great. Women's basketball. Men's basketball, who else but Duke? Seems like every year it's like Duke and the New England Patriots. Isn't it funny, even when New England doesn't win, it seems like they win.
I'm telling you, they're always in the conversation, much like Duke, like you said, Greg. And there we see just, you know, the crowd here. This is an event. This is not just a basketball game, folks. 2 rivals here playing. We got the cameras, we got the action, we got the lights. This is a big-time event here in Newport News, and we're proud to be able to bring it to you.
We'll have a little fun with our fans. Get you involved like we always do during football. Thank you for watching during the dinner hour. Cox Cable 47, 517, 6:37 East Coast time. Our great crew. Since 91-92 season we've been doing sports here in Newport News. One of the biggest cities in the state of Virginia.
And again, for those that are checking us out on NNPS-TV.com or checking us out on the YouTube channel, this is where the history, the tradition, you talk about players like an Allen Iverson, you talk about players like a Michael Vick, players like a Danielle Dawson or Chalois Elias, when you talk about basketball, Lakeisha Fred. This is the area that they all came from, and it's great to be able to bring it to you, folks.
Nate and I have got it on the TV and on the phone at the same time.
Get that second screen experience.
It's kind of hurt the TV. There's Menchville at the free throw line right there, respectively. Aja White We got all the devices tonight, folks. At Greg Bick on Twitter, GREGBIC.
At @8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic on Twitter. Asia White on senior night, the senior at the charity stripe.
Woodside with the ball, up by 1. Again, sloppy ball handling. Got to make those layups when it counts. They can come to haunt you later, Nate.
I'm telling you, easy layups like that, easy putbacks, you got to catch them in when you have the opportunity.
It's like a full phone charge when everything is clicking. Got to get the rebound. Good rebound there by the Monarchs. Sydney Harris. Menchville's had a rich tradition under Phil Forbes. Woodside under Mike Talon. Talon's been involved in athletic administration, coaching, different sports. Coached at Phoebus, Woodside, respectively. Our officials, Jerry Dye, Mangenius Jackson, Michael Blunt. Of course, we mentioned Hampton University's had some great women's basketball teams, too, as well. NBA, who else but Golden State. I think Toronto will be a threat, and Milwaukee in the East.
Yeah, Toronto, Milwaukee. You know, you talk about the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Bucks. I like what Philadelphia was able to do at the trade deadline. So it'll be interesting to see.
Wow! And a nice jumper right there by Santos. Her and Fogarty, a good 1-2 punch.
I really like Santos and Fogarty, Greg. And again, you're talking about a junior and a sophomore. So they got another year to grow and work with each other. Great combination.
We are the event of the night in Newport News. Greg Bickavera, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. You can text us a hi a little bit later. We'll save that for the fourth quarter. Say hi and tell us where you're calling from. Just give us your first name. Great job by the guys in the truck. She just patted the ball away. I think, you know, that was smart. They wanted the team to reset a little bit.
Yeah.
There's the coach right there.
There you see again, Coach Webb.
In the spider web, huh?
Spider web. But he's also a math teacher, Greg, and so he's seeing if he can get the formula, if he can work out the equations for his team to come away with a victory tonight.
His dad coached here, too. All right, Greg Bickavera, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. There's Mike Talon right there, former Phoebus coach, respectively. Layup is up and it's off.
And I'm just thinking back of all the battles that Coach Talon had sitting across the court from Coach Forbes here at Menchville. And you know, not only the greatness that Coach Forbes brought for the basketball team, but also the baseball team and the success that he's had with there. So, you know, two great men with Mike Talon and Phil Forbes bringing their credentials to their respective schools.
And the shot is up, and it's good by number 5, Sydney Harris for Menchville. There's Phil Forbes right there. He's the current baseball coach.
The legend, Phil Forbes.
And he coached this girls' team, put them on the map. Coached the boys' team here, too, as well.
Yep.
And Regina played for him, Regina Price.
I'm telling you, just a good individual all the way around, on the court and off the court. Good to see Coach Forbes here tonight.
Ray and I did a feature on him on Scholastic Sports America, got on ESPN. So yeah, they were the team to beat in the 90s.
They were so tough in the 90s. When you talk about Danielle Dawson, Shalois Elias, Michelle Rodriguez, some of the other players that were there on the team, and it was an event, Greg. You know, even more so than the guys at the time, going to see the Menchville girls play was an event.
Yeah, you mentioned Dawson. She was an excellent player. Outside jumper, it's up, and it's good by number 3. That's Emily Anderson.
Emily Anderson, another senior captain for the Woodside Wolverines. Wow! Okay.
Not OKC, though.
Menchville, like anything you can do, I can do better, coming from way downtown.
Woodside likes that motion offense. Menchville stealing with that full court pressure defense.
Man.
The math equation's working well right now. So the score is 41-36 Menchville.
Wow.
5-point lead with 57 seconds. You're wondering, we had a little stoppage in play earlier, but It's all hands on deck now.
That was such a quick turnaround by the Lady Monarchs. Just a few moments ago, they were down by 4, and now they're up. And there you see the crowd here getting involved, getting enthused about this ball game right now. The Lady Monarchs have taken control. Now can Woodside respond to this surge by Menchville?
It's like a live reality show out here tonight, folks. It's the best reality show you're going to get, live TV. Glad you're with us, spending part of your evening. At home, on the go.
At home on the go.
At NNPS-TV.com.
You can watch it on your phone. There you see Coach Webb getting excited, getting hyped about this game right now. But again, yeah, you can watch us on the TV, watch us on your phone, your iPad. Take us on the go with you, folks, because this is action that is meant to be watched at home or on the run. Speaking of on the run,
these teams definitely getting to work out tonight. As Woodside having a little exchange with the officials.
And there you see senior night here for the team here at Menchville.
Here comes Menchville. Nice scoop pass. It's up, and it's good. Moonshot by Asia White.
Asia White on senior night. She is feeling it right now, folks.
Been a game of quarters. Woodside with the ball. Half-court shot is way off. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The crowd's in it. Menchville is up by 8. Stay tuned. All right, back to live action. One more quarter left, and then we'll have an intermission. Then we'll have the boys' game here at Menchville High School. Packed house tonight in Newport News. Menchville's got 3 sections. Let's take a look at the replay.
And there you see a good ball moving. Finds Asia White in the corner. Asia White is dynamite. She's feeling right. Is able to knock that one down. And that's why we have the score 44 for the Lady Monarchs to 36 for the Woodside Wolverines. Menchville, Greg, they capped off a 20-10 run in that third quarter. I was very impressed. They started off a little bit slow, had some turnover issues, but those shots started falling the last few minutes.
And you've seen both teams take a spurt, but right now the Monarchs need to stay focused, stay under control, don't give into the pressure.
Yep.
They're up by 8 at home with 8 minutes left. Should be an exciting fourth quarter.
I'm telling you, Greg, and the funny thing is, the first quarter it was all Menchville. Second quarter, Woodside. Third quarter, Menchville. Will things follow the pattern? Will Woodside have a quarter that can win in this game, or will Menchville be able to hold them off?
We'll find out. Stay tuned. Keep it on the Bat Channel here. Who's the villain? Who's the good guys? All right, Menchville's got the ball. And there's a steal. Look at that intensity. Nice intensity. Almost a double dribble. And Woodside gets that aggression, but they turn it over.
Right. That was the issue right there with Zaire Jackson. Did a great job to get in the passing lane, make the steal. Unfortunately, was too far ahead of her team, didn't have a good shot, and didn't have anybody trailing her to get the pass to.
Menchville can almost do like a 4 corners here. They got a nice lead. They're slowing the ball down. You see the tempo taking a break. Nice crowd on hand tonight. And shot selection is very important. You want to make a wide shot. Just don't throw it up there.
Yeah, if you're the Lady Monarchs, you want to take high percentage shots right now and try to lock this game up.
Every possession counts. And Woodside connects there by the Wolverines.
Nice work inside by Woodside.
Menchville off the glass.
Back and forth they go, Greg. But here's the thing. Woodside can't be content to just trade baskets with Menchville because they're not going to decrease the lead.
Got to force some turnovers. See the fans enjoy the game, wearing their hats. Still wintertime outside, but not in here. It's hot tonight. Again, ball control has been an issue the entire night. That's what I mean. There's a play almost diving to the bench of Menchville. I want to thank our crew tonight. I want to thank Michelle Price. I want to thank Ray Price, who's produced all of our basketball games and wrestling this year. Excellent executive producer, coordinating producer. Our director, Bill Barlow. Wonderful engineer, Greg Lesko, Carl Daniels.
Absolutely. Shout out to our adult staff, but our student crew deserves praise as well, so we got to give a shout out to Ryan Mullen, Michael McClellan, Derek Meikle, Pedro Leon, the fantastic Joshua Falasgon, the Chief, Lil Eli. Wow, nice play by the Monarchs. Lil Eli, Joshua Stuck, Brendan Hedgepeth, Iron Tyson Odette, Xavier Bates, David Embry, Xavier Davis, Sierra Hendricks, Colin Biggie Smalls, and of course, Antonio Dix. Shout out to our student crew tonight.
See the nice live logo on the tube, courtesy of our great production staff. We are live, folks, in Newport News, Virginia. At Greg Bick on Twitter. Text us a hi if you want to. Remember this number. Get a pen if you have to. Say hello to 757-291-4234. Say hello to Greg and Nate.
Absolutely, Greg.
But do it tonight, though.
That's right. If you're watching this any night other than tonight, that number will not be in service. But here you go, folks. Menchville now starting to open up the lead. And so the question is, will Woodside find a way to stem the tide? Will Woodside find a way to come through with the defense, or will Menchville be able to pull away? And, of course, folks, again, don't forget to hit us up at 757-291-4234. Leave us your name, where you're writing from, and say hi to Greg and myself. Again, 757-291-4234.
We're live tonight. Glad you're with us on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com, all fueled by Fazoli's. 6 minutes, 1 second left here in the fourth quarter. Been an action-packed game. A lot of energy out here tonight, that's for sure.
Tell you what, this is just course one of the night, Greg. We still got an exciting guys matchup to follow this, and I can't wait to see what that atmosphere is going to be like as well.
Fourth quarter of high school basketball here at Newport News. At Menchville, Monarch Country. Menchville got a big lead now, 11 points. Woodside's really got to focus and button up here in the final less than 6 minutes left. Who's going to cash that check tonight?
We're seeing good full court defense by the Monarchs.
Watching it live on NNPS-TV.com.
That was a rainbow shot by the Woodside Wolverines that went through.
Already heard from one viewer, thank you. Sue out there listening, watching. Thank you, Sue.
Yes, thank you for watching, Sue. And again, real quick, Greg, I want to take the time out to thank the men and women in uniform that may be watching this evening on Cox 17 Verizon Fios, Cox 47 Verizon Fios 17 on NNPS-TV.com, because without their sacrifice, without their hard work and doing what they do, we would not have the freedoms to do what we do. So we salute all the men and women in uniform across the globe that fight for our freedoms.
5:33 left in this ball game. Menchville up by 9, but we see how quick the lead can change.
Absolutely. So the question is, will Woodside be able to put their foot down on that gas pedal and catch up to Menchville, or is this a situation where Menchville starts to pull away and wins the game? And so if I'm Coach Talon right now, defense is the key. If I'm Coach Talon right now, getting high percentage shots is a key. And finally, the thing is, you got to rotate on defense, because Menchville has gotten too many easy three-point shots up. So they got to limit that here in this last quarter, Greg.
See the fans right there enjoying themselves. They're really into the ball game, too. Good to see the students out here tonight.
I'm telling them, like, the Menchville side is almost completely filled up. And The Woodside side is starting to fill up a little bit here. So I'm telling you, this is a great atmosphere. Great to see the community coming out here and supporting these young women out here on the court. And I'm sure they'll be doing the same for the boys game following this.
(49-40). Menchville has got the ball. Everybody wants to be on TV tonight.
I'm telling you, that's Asia White who connects on that free throw. Asia White's been having a big second half so far. Her senior leadership really leading for this Menchville Monarch team.
And the fall through is off. It'll stay Woodside basketball. 10-point lead now by the Monarchs. Shot in the lane is off. Menchville's got it. They need to be wise and play smart ball here, not give it up. Got a 10-point lead. You want to play like you're ahead, not behind.
Absolutely. And Menchville, you see, pushing the tempo, pushing the pace. But another great defensive play.
And a little bit like a locomotive train. Woodside's got that energy, but you got to harness it too.
I'm telling you.
You get the steal, but you don't want to just have a turnover at the same time.
Absolutely. You got to give credit, though, to Boyce. Boyce, just a sophomore. She's going to be one of, I'm marking down here, folks. She is going to be one of the premier players in girls basketball here in Newport News within the next 2 years. I really like the intensity that I've seen from her tonight. If she can match that with a jump shot, I'm telling you, the sky is the limit for number 11 for the Lady Wolverines, Amaya Boyce.
We're hearing from everybody tonight. 50-40. Officials doing a great job in Dye, Jackson, and Blunt. Menchville the 10-point lead at home on senior night. Trying to get a victory for the seniors as they end the season as far as the regular season. No district tournament, so either you make the regionals or you don't. It's very cut and dry. You don't always get a chance to host either, so you definitely want to get this win.
Absolutely, and you talk about cut and dry. Nice cut to the lane by Sydney Harris. Another senior stepping up here on senior night for the Lady Monarchs. And Menchville right now opening up a 12-point lead. We'll see right now. Like there you see the Menchville Monarchs and Coach Webb. Has he found the formula? Has he found the equation? Has he found the system of events, the system of elements that will add up, that will equal a victory tonight for the Lady Monarchs here at home? And on the other side of the court, there you see Coach Talon trying to refocus and recenter this Lady Wolverine squad. Can they find something within them in this last 4 minutes and 25 seconds, folks, to come back, cut the deficit, and perhaps pull ahead on the road here at Menchville?
4:25, you see the coaches calling timeouts, trying to be methodical with the clock, use the clock to their advantage. Again, Menchville won the earlier contest. They're trying to make it 2 in a row. You're always going to get that season sweep if you can, but it's nothing like the game at hand, the game present.
Well, like the great Allen Iverson said, we're talking about the game. You know, we're not talking about practice, Greg. We're talking about the game. This is what it's all about. And Woodside came in here. They wanted to spoil Menchville's senior night. They wanted to even up the season series, but Menchville has had a great fourth quarter.
Ball almost came to you, Nathaniel.
I was ready to do my part.
And she's doing her part for the Woodside Wolverines. That's number 22, respectively, Zaire Jackson. She is full force energy tonight.
Man, I am a fan of Zaire Jackson.
Love her intensity.
Yeah, one of the senior captains here for the Woodside Wolverines. When you see that red hair flying, you know Zaire Jackson is in the building, ready to make a shot.
She's using her intensity, trying to use her will to help the Wolverines on the road.
But will it be enough, Greg? Will it be enough to get them back into this game?
Total team effort. High school basketball, 32 minutes of great action here. Woodside and Menchville. Glad you're with us. On Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com. Under 4 minutes. Yep, you got to watch the turnovers. You don't want to get lackadaisical. Good shot there by number 11. Who else? Boyce.
I'm telling you, folks, we've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight. Amaya Boyce using defense to spur the offense for the Lady Wolverines. It might not be enough to get the win tonight, Greg, but you got to tip your cap to the effort shown by Zaya Jackson and Amaya Boyce for Woodside tonight. You see 52 to 45, Menchville on top. Woodside's got to get things going if they want to get back into this.
Woodside with the ball, the black uniforms. Their clock is a factor now. They can't just waste a lot of time. And the great fall through is good. You need those second chance points.
Good job by the Lady Wolverines on the second chance opportunity.
Outside jumper is off. No reason for Menchville to rush. Just like that, Woodside's down by 5 with 3 minutes left.
Just the pendulum has been swinging back and forth all night long. Greg Bicaveras, 52-47. The game is getting tighter and tighter. This is what it's all about. This is why this is an event tonight, folks. Glad we're able to bring this exciting contest to you.
Glad you're with us for our winter sports, high school basketball. And our great crew on hand tonight, giving it to you. The give and go is good. Much needed shot by Menchville's King Johnson.
Jaya King Johnson, a sophomore, did a good job pressuring a turnover. We're seeing this pressure defense right now by
And no
Menchville.
reason for Menchville to foul either.
Good pressure by
It's not easy to play catch up. You're forcing a lot of things. As you see right there, Coach Webb.
Coach Webb trying to spin a victory here tonight for the Lady Monarchs. There you see a good shot of the crowd right there, folks. Just how big this is an event. You know, this is something that the community is excited about, that the community is involved with, and it's great to be able to bring this to you folks, the action, the atmosphere of this game tonight.
Let's see if we get a shot of Coach Webb's dad is right to the right of Nate, behind Nate, watching his son. He used to coach Menchville. Let's try to get Coach Webb, who the father of Coach Adrian Webb.
Adrian Webb leading this Monarchs team this year to a
Right behind Nate.
16-6 record heading into tonight's game.
And Coach Webb is right there with the glasses, with the black jacket. We can see him right kind of catty corner to Nate with a leather jacket. Right there. That is Coach Webb's father, who used to coach Menchville. So he's watching his son and his former team at the same time.
Exactly, and a sense of pride, I'm sure, out here watching his son do his thing and watching the school that he used to coach at have success tonight. Can they find a way to put this thing away for him?
So we've seen Coach Forbes in the house and Coach Webb in the house.
And that's what it's all about. And before the game, Greg, I had a chance to see Greg Henderson, the AD here at Menchville.
He coached the boys team here.
Yep, and so you just see the lineage, you see the fraternity, you see the camaraderie of the coaching tree here at Menchville, and it's good to come back.
Asked him about Coach Pop Pitts. He's not able to get out in the night anymore like he used to unless somebody drives him. So, Coach Pitts, all the best to you, my friend, who really put Menchville's boys team on the map with two of the best players ever in Newport News in Hagan and Pope, bar none, the late David Pope, who passed away. Great crowd shot right there by our crew.
Pop Pitts, of course, a great AD for so many years. And there you see, folks, rising 11th graders. If you are interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information or to schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, 757-591-4687, extension 0. Find out about all the things you need to know about TV production in front of the camera, behind the camera. Be like these kids who are bringing you a great experience tonight, bringing you the sights and sounds. So give them a call, schedule a tour today.
Metro with the ball underneath their own basket. Excellent, that might be a checkmate. Excellent shot right there by Sydney Harris.
Sydney Harris has been doing a lot of great work on the interior tonight. Now, 2 minutes left, Greg. We're at that 2-minute warning for Woodside. Either they're going to get it done or Menchville's going to run away with it.
And Woodside's playing catch-up. Menchville in control with a 9-point lead in the ball. No reason to rush. The last thing Menchville wants to do is do turnovers here with 1:48 left.
Yeah, there are only two ways that Woodside gets back into this game, and that's by Menchville committing turnovers and Menchville taking low percentage shots.
And Woodside getting some steals and converting into baskets. And nice shot there. Keeping an eye on the clock as well. Number 3 for Woodside, Emily Anderson. She's really stepped up her game.
Yeah, Anderson, one of the senior captains. Again, great pass by Amaya Boyce to lead her Anderson right to the basket for the easy bucket.
Takes offense, defense, bench support. Got the crowd in the game. You have a good ball handler there. Who just dropped it off was Kelsey Fogarty. So you probably see some fouls here by Woodside.
Yeah, you know, you want to go for a steal attempt first, and then if you can't get the steal, then you foul. When you're down, 56-49, the Woodside Wolverines trailing the Menchville Monarchs, you got to really be proactive on defense. You have to force the issue, bring the intensity, and we'll see if they can get it done.
And Menchville's doing what they have to do, connect those free throws during crunch time. Nice shot there by Sydney Harris.
Senior night, Menchville Lady Monarchs trying to salt this one away.
No reason for Menchville to foul. As we have 65 seconds left in this game. Woodside fighting for the ball. They're not giving up. Great determination by their coach and their players. It's not over till its final clock goes off and the buzzer sounds. And that's very nice atmosphere here at Menchville.
Yeah, big time atmosphere here at Menchville. They see Coach Talon. The one thing you don't want to do if you're Menchville is foul. Why foul? Because you're going to put Woodside on the
and you stop the clock.
And you stop the clock. So that's a double whammy if you're the Menchville Monarchs.
A couple threes, Woodside's back in it.
Yep. They have to be smart right here in this last minute of play.
Woodside with the ball, and they miss it. But they get their boards. Menchville's going to watch it with 57 seconds. You don't want to play like you're behind if you're Menchville. You're playing at home. It's senior night. You got a 7-point lead. Protect the ball and protect the house.
Right, and you got to be smart. And we see another foul by the Lady Monarchs. So Woodside again gets to shoot some free throws, and the clock is stopped.
Nice shot right there by Emily Anderson.
Anderson, the senior, like we mentioned, bringing stability and leadership to this team.
Mike Talon's been there and done that too many times. You don't want to leave the door but so open. You got to be stingy at your house. There's a steal. It's off. That was a big miss though because of the clock. That could have been a nail biter. And a lot of precious clock is going off the clock. You're down to 32 seconds. Good steal, but you got to capitalize on that steal.
Exactly. 57-52 is your score right there. Great defensive effort by Zaire Jackson. She wasn't able to get the ball in the basket, though. But fortunately for Woodside, they're going to get a chance at the free throw line. Unfortunately, they took about 15 seconds off of the clock. That is very valuable right now.
Nice to see a nice crowd at a high school sporting event. Doesn't always happen that often.
Doesn't always happen.
Just don't take it for granted here.
Yeah, this is a big-time atmosphere. You can just feel it in the air. Two rivals here. Senior night. This is going to be fun, folks.
People supporting their local teams.
And it's also great to be able to bring this to you on NNPS-TV, Cox 47, Verizon Fios 17. From Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno, Sydney to San Antonio, and all points in between. Great to bring it to you, folks. We are live. This is the game of the night.
And the boys' game coming up. Stay tuned for that.
And that's going to be a barn burner, that boys' game. When you talk about Coach Struthers and Coach Welch going toe-to-toe, it's going to be
one
a chess
former
match.
NBA player than a former Division I player.
I'm looking forward to that.
Welsh played for Arkansas. Here comes Menchville. No reason to panic for Menchville. You're up by 4. But you know Woodside's going to foul. They're going to be aggressive here on defense.
And the thing for Menchville is you got to hit your free throw shots now, because every shot you miss is a little crack in the door, like you said, for Coach Talon and the Wolverines.
Don't worry about the minutia right now. You got the rest of the semester. Academics are important, of course. Attendance in school. But tonight, it's all about this game here tonight. Extracurricular activity. Live on Cox Cable 47 517. NNPS-TV.com. Very composed young lady there from Menchville. Very selfless girl, too, in Kelsey Fogarty, respectively, for Menchville.
I really like Kelsey Fogarty's game. She's
Love her
been
composure.
A big steadying force for Menchville tonight.
Great sportsmanship by both these teams tonight. Ball rolls in, rolls out. Looks like it's almost checkmate for Menchville with 13 seconds. So Menchville wins it. They realize in order to do something in the postseason, you can't let up.
Yeah, hard-fought game by both teams. We saw, again, it was the ebb and flow, the yin and yang, both teams going back and forth. But Menchville finally found a way to pull it out at the end here on senior night. But you're right, Greg. For the postseason going forward, they've got to eliminate the turnovers, because those turnovers that didn't end up costing them tonight could very well be the thing that knocks them out of the postseason.
Brian Scott, the former Woodside coach, as well. Mike Talon back. You know, he's getting his notebook out. But you know he'll be back and better than ever next year, too.
Mike Talon is somebody, win or lose, he's always learning something from each game and transporting that information to his team.
No reason for Menchville to foul. Less than a few seconds left. Menchville still acting like they're down.
There you see good sportsmanship right there by the two number 11s for their respective teams, Tamia Santos and, of course, the great Amaya Boys.
All right, 59-53. Menchville's going to win this game. There's 4 seconds left. It would take a miracle or a lottery for Woodside to win it, but great effort by both teams, total team effort, great sportsmanship, great camaraderie, and great respect by the girls and the teammates tonight.
Yeah, this is a heated rivalry, but there is that respect there, like you mentioned. And I would expect nothing less from a Mike Talon coach team. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be respectful. They're going to play hard. Unfortunately for them, it just wasn't their night tonight.
Not enough time. The hourglass is ticked. And Menchville wins it at home, 60-53 over their arch rival, the Woodside Wolverines. We'll come back to wrap it up after this.
They teach students that there can be more than one solution to a problem, more than one right answer, that mistakes are learning experiences, and present an opportunity to be creative and flexible. The arts encourage persistence and dedication. They require sustained concentration, personal reflection involving critical analysis, and self-adjustment to reach desired goals. These are essential 21st century skills, skills recognized as important to productive career and citizen success. Each student deserves and benefits from an arts-rich education.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Sport News, Virginia. It is the final score. Menchville winning it 60-53 on senior night. Greg Bickaveris along with Nate Milton. Glad you're with us. And Nate, it was an ebb and flow game, but Menchville had enough at the end.
I'm telling you, my friend, what an exciting matchup between these two rivals that we had a chance to see tonight, folks. The key for me was Menchville was able to withstand the turnovers early, and they were able to settle things down. And in the second half, they were able to hit big shots in big moments, and that's why they were able to overcome a very tough Lady Wolverine squad.
It's a great effort by both teams. Is that how you necessarily win or lose, but it's how you play the game. Both teams played well, but Menchville just had enough.
And that's what you're going to see, like I said, Greg, from a Mike Talon team. You're going to see him play hard-nosed basketball. You're going to see him play tough. I was very impressed with what I saw from Zaire Jackson and what I saw from Amaya Boyce. But unfortunately, it was just not enough. A very tough Menchville Lady Monarch squad and Coach Webb, they were able to come away with the W tonight on their senior night.
Great job by Kelsey Fogarty for Menchville as well. Menchville wins it 60-53. Hope you enjoyed it right here on Cox Cable 47, 517, and NNPS-TV.com. For Ray Price and Nate Milton, I'm Greg Picaveras. Stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon.
Nope.
All right, high school boys basketball live tonight. It's Woodside versus Menchville. Greg Bicavera, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. We're live here at Menchville High School in Newport News for our showcase event. It's a battle between two excellent teams.
I'm telling you what, Greg, I am so excited for this game tonight. We've got a great rivalry that we're going to see on the hardwood tonight.
What are the keys, first of all, for Menchville?
I think the keys for Menchville is they have to calm down. They have to stay focused, stay on track, work their plan and plan their works. And for Woodside, they got to come out and push the tempo. They're on enemy territory, so to speak, so they got to come out here and take the crowd out of the game.
It's a 32-minute game. You got to really stay focused as we get ready for the festivities here on the court. Always fun when these two teams get together. Menchville won the earlier game earlier this season between the two, but of course, not easy winning on the road.
Absolutely not. So Woodside's going to be looking for a little payback here tonight, Greg. Looking up at Menchville in the standings, they're not going to be able to catch Menchville, but a win tonight would do a very good job of getting Woodside in the right frame of mind for the postseason.
Absolutely. And of course, that's the whole thing about postseason, winning at home, away, and a neutral court as the fans getting ready for senior night.
And I'm telling you, senior night, a big deal. We saw it earlier in the girls' game. Now we're seeing it with the guys. A lot of school spirit here. You can just feel it. The intensity, the electricity is palpable in the air, folks. We got a great game for you tonight. A pleasure to be able to bring this matchup to you.
And we look forward to it for Woodside. Coleman, Jemison, Ely, Nunez, and Scott. We saw Woodside play Denby earlier this year. For Menchville, Struthers, Hawkins, Maxey, Gilliam, and Goldson. So experienced players on both ends.
Right, and then this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Menchville coming into tonight's game with a record of 16-5. The Woodside Wolverines coming in with a record of 13-9, but you can throw those records out of the window tonight. This is going to be a big-time matchup, folks. We're bringing the lights. We're bringing the cameras. The kids are bringing the action on the court tonight. I cannot wait to see Coach Struthers and Coach Welch go mano a mano.
You have a former NBA player and a former Division I player here from the Southeastern Conference. All right, let's welcome our good friends at Fazoli's. Nate Milton.
Absolutely, folks. Nothing goes with basketball like pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fazoli's, they fed our crew. Let them feed yours. Check them out at the Jefferson Avenue location, 757-596-4324, or go to Fazoli's.com. Want to give a tip of the cap to Michelle and the good people over at Fazoli's.
Yep, Newport News and Chesapeake locations. Excellent hardwood basketball ready for 32 minutes of action here between these two great rivals. Woodside and Menchville. Our officials tonight, Steve Whitley. Had him on Sports Highlights, Reggie Proctor, Jerry Dye. We've had everybody on Sports Highlights.
I'm telling you, who hasn't been on Sports Highlights? It's a who's who, if you will.
All right, those are the assistant coaches. The head coach is in the light blue in the second seat with the blue tie. All right, let's focus here for 32 minutes. Menchville with the ball. At home. No score, just underway. Glad you're with us. Former NBA player Lamont Struthers played for Christopher Newport and C.J. Woolham, the late C.J. Woolham.
I'm telling you what, again, you talk about the history, Greg, the tradition of basketball in this area, and it goes so deep. So it's great to have Lamont Struthers in the house. And Stephon Welsh, you talk about what he was able to accomplish at Arkansas. I am just so excited about this matchup tonight.
Goldson at the free throw line for Menchville, still no score. Glad you're with us. Woodside in the black, Menchville in the white uniforms. A lot of these schools like to switch up the colors. Menchville true to the purple, gold, and white.
Classic colors.
Of course, former NBA player Lamont Struthers and former Division I basketball player for Woodside, Stephon Welsh, who played for Woodside, and John Richardson.
And a former state champion to boot.
1-0 Menchville. Woodside with the ball going left to right. And a nice dunk right there, bringing it home.
Okay.
For Woodside. Number 1, Matt Nunez. Stephon Welsh there.
The great Stephon Welsh. And now he has to be happy about that nice slam by Nunez to get the game started for the Wolverines.
Nunez, let's make no doubt about it, it's a Division I prospect. And he's only a sophomore, folks. He's a showcase Division I player. Going to get better.
And you see Nunez all alone on the blocks. Take it in, big fella. Bringing the jam. I was really enthused about seeing him in the last game that we were able to call for the Woodside Wolverines. He's got a lot of tools there. It's just a matter of refining them, getting his game to
it's
another
like
level.
Greg Lesko's doing his thing in the truck.
I'm telling you, it's all about building on what you had, the foundation. And Nunez is one of these players that with 2 years left to go, he could be somebody that takes that step and plays at the next level.
Menchville's court, senior night. Glad you're with us for our showcase event tonight. High school basketball. Hope you enjoyed our wrestling earlier this year. Also, Denby and Woodside, Heritage and Warwick. And now we're at Menchville for their rivalry against the Wolverines. Menchville in the white uniforms. Menchville likes the motion offense. Woodside countering with the full court matchup zone defense. Menchville coached by Lamont Struthers, who played for C.J. Woolham at Christopher Newport. Likes the motion offense, man zone defense. Strength for Menchville is the perimeter. Weakness has been closing and finishing for Woodside under Stephon Welsh, the former Division I Arkansas player, the Razorback. They like the UVA offense, which you're seeing now. Full court matchup zone defense. Strength for Woodside is the speed. Weakness is the youth. Another dunk. Matt Nunez. He's got that height advantage.
I'm telling you, if you got the advantage, you might as well use it. Big fella doing work down low.
Like I said, during the Denby game, reminds me a lot of Mark Allery, who played for Coach K at Duke in the 80s. And kind of like Jim Spanarkel as well, played for Duke, and the late, great Bill Foster. Back to Nunez. And Mike Jaminski, who played for Duke.
Yeah.
He's got all that matched up in one.
Yeah, well, and that right there is the way you neutralize a big fella. Here you see it. Once again, they just lob it up to him on the blocks. He's able to get up there and put it down. Such a decisive weapon down low, but the way you neutralize that is you play him physical.
And Woodside misses by number 3, Coleman. Nunez, the spark plug for the Wolverines. Outside jumper, it's up, and it's good. That'll quiet Woodside's bench a little bit by number 24, respectively, for Menchville. That's Goldson, Ahmad Goldson.
And that's another way that you neutralize Nunez, is that you extend the defense by hitting perimeter shots. So great job by the Menchville Monarchs.
Menchville's got a great staff as well, supporting Coach Struthers. Playing a little volleyball there right now. Menchville working around methodically. The give and go is off. Woodside's got it. Mark Neesmith, Mike Kesey, Antonio Kellen, and Wayman Blakeney. The assistants for Menchville. The layup is good by the Monarchs. Hawkins.
And again, taking advantage. When your opponent misses a shot, that leaves you a free lane to go down on the fast break. And we're seeing it right now by Menchville, weathering the early storm by Nunez and the Wolverines, and now they're off and running.
Phoebus has been one of the top teams in the area, but Menchville's right there with them. Nice shot there by Alan Struthers, number 5. Got a lot of maturity from his father as well. Again, you got an NBA former player out here coaching against a Division I SEC elite school in Arkansas. You have to move without the ball and see things before they happen. Anticipation is so important.
Right.
Like that.
Anticipation, having that court vision. And you mentioned Struthers from Menchville. Whenever you're the coach's son, you're going to have more eyes on you. You're going to have more responsibility on your plate, and it's good to see what Struthers brings to the table.
Great point. 4'11". Got all the information you need right here, folks. There he is, Struthers. Played for the late, great C.J. Woolham. Played in the NBA. Has coached at several different schools in the area. Not easy replacing the late, great Ben Moore.
Absolutely not. A great job done so far this year by Coach Struthers, replacing Ben Moore, who is not only a giant on the court, but off the court as well, and he will be missed. But his memory, like you say, my friend, is eternal.
Absolutely. Woodside's got the ball. .340 left.
And after those two early dunks by Nunez, it's been all Menchville. Like, they were able to weather that early opening storm.
All right, folks, there's only .340 left. As far as the official clock, the clock there is moving a little rapidly.
Speaking of rapidly, this lead is extending rapidly by Menchville. They have found their groove now, my friend.
And they beat Woodside earlier on. We saw Woodside play Denby very well on our air recently. We're live tonight on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com. Prime time all over Hampton Roads. Glad you're with us. At Greg Bick on Twitter.
At @8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic.
Again, Steve Whitley, Reggie Proctor, Jerry Dye, the officials. Dye doing double duty, girls and boys officiating. Not easy doing two games.
Absolutely not. Great job by our officials tonight. You got to have that stamina if you're going to work the doubleheader.
All Menchville so far at home. They're jacked up tonight for senior night here at the home of the Monarchs. Glad you're with us for this Tuesday showcase. Woodside just trying to get through this tough defense of Menchville. Got to use Nunez more often. Again, Woodside likes the UVA offense, pro set variety. Their defense is the full court matchup zones. Strength for Woodside is the speed, the weakness is the youth. For Menchville, the strength is the perimeter, weakness is closing and finishing at times. Menchville likes that motion offense, working out really well tonight.
And the thing right now we're seeing is nothing's going right for Woodside. Is they've got a weapon on the inside in Nunez, but Menchville's doing a good job rotating, denying him the ball in the post, and that's causing a bit of a malfunction so far early on by the Woodside Wolverines.
Menchville playing like they're in control at home. Monarchs got the ball in the white uniforms. Heated crowd tonight, enjoying this competition. Menchville trying to take Woodside out of the game, and Woodside counters with a layup.
Woo!
That'll be a foul on Nunez, pretty obvious. He tried to use his body, but you can't hide that.
and I got to give credit to Menchville, though, being aggressive, maybe trying to get him into foul trouble early on. Good strategy by Coach Struthers. Menchville at the charity stripe right now. Had a lot of success here early on.
And condolences to the late Jimmy Kumbas, who passed away recently. Used to own a restaurant in Newport News. All the best to the Kumbas family.
Absolutely, rest in peace. And again, just part of the fabric of the community. And so the memory will never be forgotten. So again, condolences to the family. And, we will remember.
17-6. Woodside struggling early on. But it's early, and there he goes, Nunez again. It's been the Matt Nunez show, but he needs some help.
He does. He needs some help, and I think what Woodside needs to do is slow down. They shouldn't be trying to run and gun with the Menchville Monarchs. And there you see another great play on the interior by Menchville, getting some points on the board.
Menchville's had some iconic coaches out here over the years. Jumper, trying to draw the foul, but he doesn't get it. Here's Nunez. And Menchville counter punching. They'll give Nunez the opportunity and hope everybody else misses around it.
Well, it's like teams used to play against, they're a great job right there, but it's like teams when they used to play against Shaq. Shaq can get his, but if I can keep the rest of the guys from scoring, we're going to win.
Yeah, because it's a 5-on-5 ball game. This is not 1-on-1 or 3-on-3 or half court.
Nope.
You can play a half court offense, but it's going to be tough against Menchville. Menchville's up by 13 with 58 seconds left in the quarter. Menchville's done a great job countering Nunez, and they're holding a 13-point lead.
And the thing is, Woodside is not some, random bottom-of-the-barrel team. Woodside came in there tonight with a record of 13-9. They're a team that has some good skill players, but Menchville is just running them off the court right now.
Menchville's got to stay focused, though. Of course, Menchville's had iconic coaches here like Phil Forbes, Pop Pitts, Greg Henderson, Dennis Katufas, Ben Moore, David Hagan, David Pope, David Macklin, DeQuan Lake have all played basketball here.
Yeah,
Lake was really special.
Lake was great. You talk about Mark Ardrey back in the 90s was a player that I remember.
Rodney Henderson.
Yep. It just the tradition, the legacy of athletics, academics, and activities here at Menchville.
You remember Jay Reed played for Menchville and Denby. So did Troy Wright. He played for Menchville and Denby as well. You like Jay Reed?
Jay Reed was a good guy, good quarterback. I liked him a little bit less when he was at Denby.
What about you and I matching tonight, huh?
But, hey,
we didn't even tell each other what we're going to wear.
Great minds think alike, my friend.
It's true.
It's like having a great point guard on the court. Like, you don't even need to see the other player to get the pass accomplished.
We can at least give each other an A on the report card.
There you go.
It'll still sustain through us. All right, final 30 seconds. All Menchville so far. Total control. Menchville working the ball around, dribbling the basketball. How important is hand-eye coordination and footwork?
Extremely important, especially when you talk about the rotation, Greg, and ball movement. And again, you talk about shot selection, attacking the glass, transition. You want to play your game, not the opponent, and get that focus and intensity down. And that's what we've seen from Menchville.
Ball possession, ball control. Watch the weak side turnovers and mistakes. Get that bench involved. Final few seconds. First quarter. Again, 3 officials tonight. Greg Bick of Air State, Milton, glad you're with us anywhere on Cox Cable 47517, NNPS-TV.com. Courtside here at midcourt.
And another thing that Menchville is doing, which is smart, is they're making Nunez work. Whenever he gets the ball down low, there's at least 2 bodies going to him. So he's having to work and expend energy early on.
And I got to admit, we've had great, well-behaved crowds at all of our venues in wrestling, and basketball at Woodside, and basketball at Warwick, and tonight at Menchville. We've covered all the teams in 3 games. That's it. 1 quarter underway and done in the books. Menchville up 21-10. Stay tuned.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
All right. The correct score is Menchville 21, Woodside 10. Woodside's had Nunez, but they need more help.
Right. Man cannot live by bread alone, and Woodside's offense cannot live by Mac Nunez alone. And so they've got to get the other guys invested. They got to get Scott involved and Jemison and Coleman. They got to get involved in the offense.
Get the fans involved, too.
Man, we have had this is a great crowd tonight.
One of the better ones we've seen since we were at Warwick several years ago when the late, great Ben Moore came back to Warwick.
Now you see again the score 21-10.
In favor of Menchville.
Home team Menchville on top. And this is what you want to see, Greg, from a rivalry game. Just this environment with the community coming out to support both teams.
Action-packed crowd. Woodside going left to right. That UVA offense. Now, UVA offense don't work against Duke. It hasn't worked in the NCAA tournament either.
That seems to be the only team in the regular season that they can't get it done against is Duke.
Nunez misses. Both teams need to crash the boards. And going in for the layup and the miss was number 32 for Menchville, Harrison.
And there you see Struthers again, Greg. I have been so impressed with how he's been able to keep what Benmore built, the foundation that Benmore laid down, and keep it going. And this team is somebody I would not want to face in the postseason.
And he played in the NBA, so
Yeah.
he's got the instant credibility.
Yep.
That not many else can say that, especially in this area.
Yep.
And we had Allen Iverson. But very few players have played in the NBA from this area. Anthony Solomon's in the house tonight, too, the former Warwick and Virginia basketball player. All right, second quarter. Woodside made a much-needed three by number 3, Coleman.
And that
you need
is,
to work on the little things to get you back in the game.
And that's exactly what the doctor called for, Greg.
And they took their time and they made the shot. They're not panicking. It's still early. Second quarter. They're only down by 8 after that shaky start. Tough to win on the road, like we mentioned.
And
Woodside in the dark uniforms slipping there. And you got to watch the moisture on the floor.
Yep, you got to take care of that. But, you know, you talk about Coleman hitting that shot. The more you get guys like Coleman and Avery Scott involved, the easier it's going to become from Nunez down low, because they're not going to be able to double and triple him down low.
Use your weapons. Metro with the ball in the white uniforms. Remember, as a kid, you used to watch David Hagan shoot off the glass here. Best shooter off the glass I've ever seen was David Hagan, who played for Pop Pitts. Metro trying to keep that tradition. And the shot is up and it's no good. Out there for Menchville is Jenkins, as well as respectively Herman. Number 32, they're going to their bench, which is smart. Harrison. Number 1, Brown. And number 12, Kesey, whose dad's an assistant as well. Woodside at the free throw line, that is Jimison. Also out there for Woodside is Coleman. Out there is number 5, Ely for Woodside in the dark uniforms. 2, Brevard. You see the former Arkansas star, Stephon Welsh. And, of course, number 1, the showcase player, Matt Nunez for Woodside. So, great rosters out here tonight.
Yeah, great job by both coaches. And there you see the shot. But the thing with Stephon Welch, as you mentioned, he's got his own credibility. And that comes from being on a state champion, being in the position that these young men are in right now.
They can draw from both of their experience. Great wealth of knowledge by both coaches. Well said, Nathaniel Milton. Woodside with the ball. Both teams thinking regionals now, but they got to get through this game tonight. Nice layup right there by number 5, respectively. That was Ely. And Woodside's back in the game, on the road. Down by 4.
I'm telling you, basketball is a game of runs, Greg. We saw it earlier in the girls' game. Now we're seeing it in the guys' game. Woodside able to get right back into the thick of things.
You got to move without the ball, crash the boards, be aggressive like Menchville has. Inside-outside play, mix it up. Focus on this game, make it a team effort, all-inclusive. Rotate the players like Coach Struthers is. Keep that desire for 32 minutes. Avoid foul trouble early. Stay in the game. Do not get behind early.
Absolutely. And you know what? They need to cover the weak side. They need to block out. Get off to a good start. The crowd it's already been a factor. Use it as a 6-man and move without the ball. To me, that's the key for their offense. They got to move without the ball. You know, and you'd also that one-and-done mentality. It's a 12-month season. You have to show up. The accountability. Hold each man accountable. Focus on the task at hand. That momentum is key. Can you get off to a good first half and carry that over into the second half?
Watch those turnovers. You don't want to get sloppy and lackadaisical when you're ahead. Metro only up by 4, so that adrenaline, that energy, that senior night, it's like a Diet Coke Without no fizz, it can wear off.
Well, you know, it's like a 5-hour energy. You know, you get that energy boost up front, but then you're going to crash. And can you survive that crash? And that's what we're going to see from Menchville right now.
Woodside working around very well. Almost like the four corners that Dean Smith used to do with Phil Ford and Mitch Kupchak and Tommy Lagarde. Menchville's got the ball. And the give and go off by number 22 for the Monarchs, Hawkins. Both teams got so many weapons they can throw at you.
Yeah, and I've liked especially the defense right now that we're seeing from Menchville. Led to the steal, led to the fast break. Hawkins didn't get the basket to go down, but he did get a trip to the free throw line. So we'll see if Menchville can take advantage of, we're already seeing Coach Struthers go to the bench, rotate guys in and out, keep his team fresh.
And you can't make everybody happy. You have to do what's best for the team to get the W. You're still going to remember the W.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, the victory. It's like Herm Edwards used to say, you play to win the game. That's what it's all about.
He's coaching again, Pac-12.
Yep, Arizona State.
Not in the AAF, huh? I saw a little bit of that. It's okay.
I was going to say, Michael Vick is a coach in the AAF.
Consultant.
The Atlanta Legends.
Yep, he is a legend around here. Less than 5 minutes. And the ball goes out. All right, we're at Newport News, Virginia. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton. Want to welcome everybody watching on Cox Cable 47, 517 in our primetime evening tonight, NNPS-TV.com. You got the remote. Lock it in here.
This is the game of the night as we see Jemison at the free throw line.
Yep, Khalif, number 0.
Big-time rivalry, big-time matchup. As both of these teams, like we talked about off the top, Greg, they want to win this game to get that momentum for the postseason.
Menchville with the ball. That's Struthers, number 5. Coach's son loops it around. Outside jumper is way off by number 22. Hawkins, you want to stay focused and just don't rush your shot. No reason to rush.
Yeah, Hawkins, you know, sometimes your mind can go ahead of your shot, and Hawkins should have passed the ball. We should have had one more outlet pass. Unfortunately, took the shot. So now Woodside reaps the benefit. They're going to get the ball now.
Glad you're with us on your phone, on the go, on TV. NNPS-TV.com. Also go to our YouTube channel as well. For more, log on to NNPS-TV.com. Outside jumper is up and it's good by number 3, Coleman. Wow, an excellent shot right there. Talked to him before the game. Jaden Kesey.
That was a big-time play. Let's take a look here. Coleman doing it from the outside. He's the key. It's that 1-2 punch. You got Nunez on the inside and then Coleman from the outside. That's Woodside's key to success.
And Menchville at the free throw line right now. Up by 1 point. Woodside's really got back in this game. Got to really stay focused here and button up. In the second quarter, Woodside with the ball. On the road. Tough to win on the road. They're trying to take a lead here. They can with this basket. And Menchville gets the rebound. We got a halftime feature coming up. Stay tuned for that. Mr. Price always gives me the green light on that with the Menchville wrestling squad. Correct, Mr. Price? Yeah, Giovanni Hales did play. He wrestles, absolutely wrestles and plays football. We saw Giovanni Hales wrestle for Menchville.
Yeah, Giovanni, a beast on the mat as well as the gridiron. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, folks, here at halftime.
That's the best of both worlds. We got Hales, who wrestled and plays football for Menchville. Trying to get that winning tradition going on in other sports.
Yep. And you talk about tradition. We just saw Stephon Welch for the Woodside Wolverines there, coming from that tradition. And you want to talk about winners, rising 11th graders. If you want to join a winning team, check out the telecom production here, folks. Give them a call to schedule a tour to get more information. 757-591-4687. Again, rising 11th graders interested in TV production, call for more info or to schedule a tour, 591-4687, extension 0.
Yeah, Giovanni Hales, Seth Nayatola, both football players, and of course Hales wrestles as well.
And the good thing about that, if you're a wrestler, bringing that to the football field, is you learn about leverage. You learn about using your weight to your advantage on the mat, and if you can bring that to the football field, that just makes you a much more dangerous player.
Woodside right now trying to be methodical here on offense. Outside jumper, off. Maybe didn't need that shot that early. Here comes Struthers. And Nunez right there. It's kind of hard to get past Nunez.
Yeah, he's
like Mark Allery and Mike Jaminski.
A beast in the middle, a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Woodside missing 2 outside shots in a row, but they get the boards back. And to get that Nunez baseline shot, way off. That's 3 bad misses by Woodside.
And that is not, Nunez can do a lot of things, Greg, but that is not his game right there.
You need offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding on both ends. 3 officials again tonight. Steve Whitley, Reggie Proctor, Jerry Dye. We're at Menchville High School in Newport News. The court that Pop Pitts made famous here. See the coach right there, Struthers. Pop Pitts had David Hagan and David Pope before you got here, a few years before you got here. Nobody in Newport News basketball history shot better off the glass than David Hagan. David Pope played in the NBA as well and played for Norfolk State.
And again, that legacy, that tradition, you talk about Hagan, you talk about Pope, you go to David Macklin, you go to Mark Ardrey, Mike Ricks, Sean Ricks, some of the great players that we've seen. Lake out here for the Menchville Monarchs, and that tradition continues now with Coach Struthers and his son, Alan Struthers, number 5 out here on the court. So I have been very impressed with what Menchville has been able to do this season.
Menchville with the ball. Holding on to that 1-point lead, Nathaniel. A lot of alumni watching on TV. Hello to you guys and gals. Our great elementary, middle, and high school. So we always give a shout out to our great elementary school students who are staying up late watching us.
I think they got permission tonight, Greg, because it's a special event, so they can stay up a little bit later.
Get your favorite snack and enjoy the game from Fazoli's.
There you go. Give Fazoli's a call. Head over to Fazoli's. Check them out online, Fazoli's.com.
What Woodside is trying to do is take their time, not rush it. And what do? You get too careless and you get a turnover. That's why Stephon Welsh has got his hands on his waist.
Yeah, well, this game is about adjustments and then making adjustments to the adjustments. So we've seen both coaches go back and forth like a chess match. I was looking so forward to seeing Struthers and Welsh tonight go at it from a mental standpoint on the coaching level, and now this has been everything we've expected and more.
Keep in mind the goals for the postseason. You've been working since the fall for this moment. Forget quickly and move on. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Get the fans involved in the game. Menchville's got a little quiet here tonight. They're up by 2.
And we've got like we said, Greg, we've got a great atmosphere here tonight. Great crowd out for senior night here for the Menchville Monarchs. But it's an exciting rivalry game. But Woodside is effectively taking the crowd out of the game the last 5 minutes or so.
Showcase event tonight. Stephon Welsh was coached by Stan Heath and John Pelfrey at Arkansas, using a lot of that knowledge tonight. 25-22 Menchville on defense. Nunez gets fouled. He has an eye for the basketball.
I'm telling you, big fella's got some moves around the rim, and they do a good job. Woodside is doing a really good job of moving Nunez around so they can find different places to get him the ball and exploit that matchup that we see due to the height issues.
Menchville won the earlier game this year on the road. Woodside trying to get revenge. See, Nunez reminds me a lot of Mark Allery and Mike Jaminski, who played for Duke, for Coach K and Coach Foster. Coach K in his 39th year at Duke. Unbelievable. Menchville with the ball on this February winter night here in Newport News. Glad you're with us on all the mediums. Nice layup, very methodical by number 12, Jaden Kesey from Menchville, giving them a 4-point lead.
And Kesey
made it easy.
Kesey making it easy. I'm telling you, but the thing with Kesey is I like what he's doing out there against Nunez. Like, he's not as physical as Nunez, but he's bothering him just enough to be able to get things done and counteract him.
Sometimes you get in no man's land and you got to, watch the paint.
Yep.
How well you work in the paint. Folks, you know what the paint is, it's the purple inside the court. Remember, we used to add class to your life here, remember? That was one of our slogans.
Yep.
NNPS-TV, add class to your life.
I'm going to say, look.
Native Menchville graduate, I'm Ferguson graduate. A little rivalry here.
Nunez spends more time in the paint than Earl Shine, folks.
Hey, you went to Menchville, but your first live event was Ferguson and Hampton, my friend. Let's don't forget that.
Hey, the great tradition of athletics, academics, and activities here, folks.
Mr. C had you in the parade.
Yep, going down Jefferson.
And then he put me in the parade in Oyster Point 96. Ray Price doing camera, of course. And Ray was producing and editing and directing and everything else. No, Ray, you did. At Ferguson, we did that segment. You did camera for that, my friend. Live parade. Yep, that was a long time ago. It was 23 years ago.
Yep.
And Shirley Wells. Yep, absolutely. Woo. Was the school channel and city channel working so well together?
AC Allen Struthers working that offense well together.
And Woodside's got the ball down by 4 with 55 seconds left till intermission. Stay tuned for a halftime show. Building it up. Giovanni Hales and Seth Neatola. Menchville football players. And, of course, Hales, as we alluded to, a wrestler that we televised earlier this year on our airwaves. Sound like the fire alarm is going on. The music is playing.
Maybe that music got into the heads of the Woodside Wolverines a little bit.
The coach had to go turn it down. He really got off the court to go turn the music down. It's all types of distractions, Nathaniel.
Anything can happen, my friend. Live TV.
We've seen it all tonight. 29-25, Menchville holding on to the last shot, which is smart. That's Struthers, number 5. Two seconds. 29-25. That's the whole point of staying focused. You can't do that against the better teams.
Now we'll see if Woodside can get a quick Hail Mary, get a shot off.
Here come the Wolverines. And it's off. Nice attempt, though, by Khalif Jimison. All right, we played 16. We got 16 to go. It is Menchville 29, Woodside 25. Stay tuned.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Enjoyed our first half, 29-25 Menchville. Nate and I will come back in the second half. Enjoy this nice segment with Giovanni Hales and Seth Neatola, both Menchville football players. Enjoy it.
It's a pleasure to talk to Giovanni Hales and Seth Neatola, both Menchville football players, sophomore and junior. Good to see you. Giovanni, how did you get involved in football?
I was 5 years old. My mom didn't want me in the house all the time, so she just threw me out there. I cried for a little bit, but I started loving it.
My older brother was playing there for a couple years, and then when my age came, my parents asked me if I wanted to play, and I was like, sure, and I've been in love with it ever since.
Right. Hasn't always been easy for you guys at Menchville, but the game that we did against Denby was special.
Yes, because we just knew that they're not better than us, and we're stronger physical.
Yeah, it was, we just saw that all the games we had were close, and then all the Denby's was like blowouts, so.
Right, the only game that really was not close for y'all was the Norcom game, right?
And Phoebus.
Yeah, Phoebus, right, of course. But when you had the game on TV, a lot of your friends and family members saw it, and they even picked up on your new nickname, the Hailstorm, right?
Yes.
From the TV game, right?
Yes, they picked it up. Everybody says it.
Oh, they all say the Hailstorm. You kind of like it?
Yeah, it's cool.
Very nice, very nice. Talk about your position you played, and what are your goals for the off season?
As a linebacker, I'm just working on getting stronger and faster while keeping my speed while gaining more weight. So this off season, I'm planning to go to a lot of college camps like UNC, VA, Virginia Tech, and then I'm gonna try and hit up the Nike Combine and see how far I can go from there.
Running back, just trying to work on my speed and my catching. But we didn't show a lot of catching this year, but trying to work on that. And like you said, hit up colleges, go to camps, get known.
You had to improvise a lot this year because the line was, hit or miss sometimes, but you always found a gap.
Yes. Last year, 9th grade year, I didn't do as well. So 10th grade year, I just worked on my vision because I know some of our line is young, and most of the people out here in the PD are older and stronger. So sometimes my linemen get blown back, so I just got to find a hole.
Right. Now, as far as your team, it was just about closing the deal. That should be the goal for next year because y'all were close this year. I mean, it wasn't a great record, but like you said, every game was close except for 2 games. So y'all really closing the gap.
Yeah.
What do you need to do to get over the hump?
I mean, it's just a team mentality. Like everyone has to want it just as much as me. It can't just be me or Gio wanting it. It has to be the whole team. It needs to be the whole team if we want to start closing the deals and winning.
Right, and this Hill, that takes 4 quarters. I mean, you got to close the deal, right? First quarter, second. You can be ahead, and then all of a sudden everything can change in the 4th quarter.
Yes. It's just we have not a lot of people on our team, so many people play both ways. They get tired. We just need to work on saving our energy and finishing, beating teams first, second, third quarter, and then 4th quarter, just stopping them.
Yeah, basically what he said, but it's just
mindset.
Yeah, mindset.
I'll say this, in all the years we've done Menchville football games, that was one of the better games on TV. And I'm sure y'all got a lot of compliments from that game because that had to make the school spirit when they saw it on TV, they saw your replays, and everybody was proud. I know your family was too.
Yes, I probably watched that on tape 1,000 times. But other than that, it was just, we knew that Demi had no competition with us. So it's not like a big edge. We wanted to be like Woodside, like the top dogs. But Denby was just a team that it could be.
And y'all played Woodside tough too.
Yeah, it was just at that point, Denby, that was like our 3 games in 2-week period. And we just lost one against Woodside, and then we had to worry about Phoebus, so we weren't really worried about Denby as much. We were just let's just get this dub and then focus on the next game.
Right. I'm so glad they're here today, Giovanni Hales and Seth Niatola. This was a year of interruptions, Hales. I mean, you guys were constantly interrupted by the weather and rescheduling, always makeup games. How did you deal with that?
We dealt with it well. It was just 1 week. We couldn't have straight practice because of the weather. And Bethel game, we was up, and then 4th quarter, they delayed it because of the storm. So then Bethel had time to rest, figure out a game plan, and execute it.
Yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Bethel and Hampton were the top teams. Y'all played Hampton tough this year too.
Oh yeah, it was a tough game, but without Gio, our main offensive weapon, it was a lot our offense could have done, but they still tried their best against them.
Talking football in our first segment, how do you balance academics, athletics, and activities?
At the beginning, it was hard, but at 9th grade it was hard, but going into my 10th grade year, it's easy because our coaches, before practice, they give us an hour of study hall. So we study, and they tell us it's up to us if we want it. So if you want it, you got to do what you got to do.
Academics is a priority. Colleges, they don't just look at your athletic, also academics, so I make academics a priority.
Talk about your coach. Of course, he's no longer the coach, Ray Savage. I know everybody liked Ray.
Yeah, that was our father figures at football. But, I'm still going to stay in contact with him. And
that's just part of football. It changes. It changes in college, changes in the NFL too. Talk about Ray.
He's a huge part of just how I got better and how I got adjusted to football. I started as a freshman, but it was a big deal. But Coach Sav, he really helped me and told me the things what I needed to do, and I got used to it. I look up to our coach Ray Savin.
Right, of
I
course.
hope the best for wherever he goes.
Sure, of course, he played at work, kind of like you as kids, and, went to UVA, played for George Welsh. What are your college goals? Now, you still have a few years left, but have you started thinking about colleges, and what team do you like to watch the most?
Oh, my favorite team's Alabama Roll Tide.
Yeah. They struggled against Citadel, though, didn't they?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. But, yeah, hopefully, I told my peoples that I don't want to stay in Virginia for college. But I'll take any offer, but I just don't want to stay in Virginia. I want to go out and, explore different places.
Right. Of course, Menchville's had some alumni that have gone on. Altoon went to Wisconsin, played for the Jets, and, of course, David Macklin played for Penn State and the Colts. What about you as far as college?
Any college would do. I only need one.
Right.
As far as scholarships go, it's just I look at football as using it as a vehicle to pursue my education.
Right.
But any specifics, I don't know. I like West Coast colleges,
Sure.
Pac-12, because I have a lot of family out there.
Right. What's your favorite subject?
Probably math.
Advanced physical sports.
Very good.
Advanced team sports.
Very good. What's your advice to give to a kid that wants to play football for Menchville?
If you're ready to be physical, if you're ready to advance or be in a good program that's working on being in the playoffs, come.
Football's not for everybody.
Right. You're right. You're exactly right. Tell it like it is. Of course, thank you guys for being on the show today. Giovanni Hales, Seth Nantola, both Menchville football players, both coming back in the fall of 2019. Thank you for your time and your talent today and for being good role models for the other kids and adults as well.
Thank you.
All right.
The Navy Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps, or NJROTC, provides military science and leadership training for high school students. Enrollment in NJROTC does not require you to pursue a military obligation after high school. If you complete 2 to 3 years in NJROTC, you can enter the military in higher grades than other enlistees. For more information, please contact your school guidance counselor or visit www.njrotc.navy.mil or www.navyjrotc.us.
All right, we're back here at Menchville High School in Newport News, Virginia. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, our entire crew will get to them in the fourth quarter. We're in the third quarter, and Menchville is up by 4, but barely.
Yeah, it's been a back-and-forth game, my friend, and I think the interesting thing that we've seen so far is the way Menchville has responded to Matt Nunez in the middle. He's a very game-changing type of weapon for the Woodside Wolverines, but Menchville has done a good job to kind of scheme him out of things so far in the latter part of the first half. So we'll see if that continues here in the second half.
Woodside's got that 1-2 punch of Jimison and Nunez. Menchville, of course, relying heavily on Goldson and Struthers.
Yeah, and I think what we saw early on is defense is the key for both teams. Whichever team can force the most turnovers, I think that's going to be the team that comes away with the victory tonight, Greg.
High school basketball in Newport News tonight. It is Woodside and Menchville. Great rivalry between two city showcase schools, eyeing the regionals, but they need to get by tonight first. That's one thing you don't want to look too far ahead, as our good friends Fazoli's and Michelle, 11739 Jefferson Avenue, also a location in Chesapeake. Go by there 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Fill up on some pasta and those breadsticks.
I'm telling you, folks, carbs might not be good for me, but it's good to treat yourself every now and then.
It's pizza goodness.
It's goodness, pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fazoli's, Fazoli's.com. Again, they feed our crew. Let them feed yours. Shout out to Michelle and the good people over at Fazoli's.
Look, so many restaurants close down every day. Just saw where a recent Hampton chain closed down, so you never know.
Yeah, and it's part of, the fabric of the community.
Fazoli's been there for several decades. Great job, Michelle and the crew. All right, Menchville's got the ball. Fresh 8-minute quarters. We'll see what both teams adjusted from halftime. And one time at halftime, you regroup. Other times you can lose your focus too. It's how you come out those early few minutes.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of these teams is going to lose their focus when you got coaches the caliber of Stephon Welch and Lamont Struthers on the sidelines. I think both teams are going to come out here with the game plan intact. It's just a matter of will they be able to execute it.
Woodside going right to left in the black uniform. It's kind of a machine gray looking uniform. Kind of like my car almost. And then, of course, Menchville in the white. Nate's Mr. Lift himself. Here comes Struthers with a steal.
Speaking of a lift.
Struthers getting a steal. Uber and a lift there.
Struthers doing a good job of kicking things off here in the second half, using that defense to turn into offense. That's exactly what Menchville needs to widen this lead.
Kind of reminds me back in the day, Left Drizel had his son Chuck Drizel playing for him. Not always easy, and Tarkanian at UNLV had his son playing.
Not easy being the son of the coach. You know, it can come with a lot of responsibilities.
And speaking of responsibility, just like we mentioned at the outset, Jemison connects.
I really like Jemison and Coleman from the outside to complement Nunez on the interior. That's what Woodside's going to need more of that if they want to win tonight.
Menchville missing. Here come the Wolverines, hungry here in the third quarter. Euro step is good. That was a Euro step, folks, by Ely.
Ely taking us to Paris or to
Greece, maybe.
Greece or Rome, maybe, with the Euro step. Totally froze his defender. Great job by the Woodside Wolverines finding a way back into this contest.
Menchville up by 2 with 6:05 left in the third quarter. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball. Glad you're with us. We're at Menchville High School in Newport News. Jumper is good by Struthers. Smooth as silk.
And Struthers missed a couple shots early on in the game, Greg, but I think right now he's starting to find his groove, starting to find his game right now. And Struthers certainly one of the team leaders for this Menchville Monarchs team. Whoa. Good interior defense by Menchville, not allowing Jemison to get to the basket.
And our officials, Steve Whitley, Reggie Proctor, Jerry Dye tonight. 3 officials in girls and boys basketball. Such tradition here at Menchville, like we mentioned over the years. And the shot is up and it's good by number 3, respectively, Coleman.
Coleman again, one of those great exterior guys, but Menchville responds on the count on the other end.
By Gilliam. He said, get my name right. You got it right, my friend. We always get it right, or we try to at least. We have fun, and glad you're with us here on TV. Woodside with the ball, at Greg Bick on Twitter.
At in the number 8, MOZAIK.
Jemison is hot.
Jemison and Coleman in back-to-back possessions, able to knock it down from the outside. Not only does that bring them to an even score right now, 35 all, but it's going to open up things on the interior for Nunez.
Menchville trying to get the lead back, and they do. That was dangerous in the paint, too.
Dangerous, but nice job by number 22, Hawkins, using his skill, his ability, and his will to get that shot in.
Got the Grammys, the Oscars, but right now we got the Menchvilles. And nice shot there by number 2. Woodside's on fire by Brevard. Bravo.
Bravo for Brevard. I mean, you talk about the Oscars, that might have been the best shot by a newcomer right there. Or the Grammys, that might have been the best collaboration right there for the Woodside Wolverines. Either way, they got the points.
Both teams are hot here in the third quarter. 39-38 Menchville. See Struthers all fired up. Number 5 for the Monarchs.
And Struthers, not only is he one of the team leaders, but he's an extension of his father. He's an extension of the coach on the court.
For Woodside, Nunez is out there, as well as number 3, respectively. And that's Coleman. Number 5, Ely. Number 2, Brevard for Woodside. And 0, Jemison. For Menchville, you got Struthers. You got Gilliam. You got Kesey. You got Jenkins. As well as number 22. Wow. Hawkins.
Struthers is finding his range in this quarter, Greg.
He is getting this party started in the third quarter. Having a TV party here at Newport News tonight. Nunez, step back shot. Trying to look like Harden a little bit. You got to be yourself, that's the thing. Back door for Menchville.
Speaking of being yourself, Hawkins going up and in with the basket. Menchville has got that momentum right now, Greg.
Menchville with a 6-point lead just like that. The eye of the Tiger tonight. Jumper is up, and it's good. Menchville's got the hot hand. Jenkins. Menchville in the white. Woodside in the machine gray. Menchville got an 8-point lead.
And that's a very smart timeout right there by Stephon Welch. He can sense the tide turning. He can sense the momentum leaning towards the Menchville Monarchs.
And the coaches see things the players don't, that vision off the court.
Yeah, and so we got two really good coaches here. You got Struthers for the Menchville Monarchs and Welch for the Woodside Wolverines, and they're going back and forth with each other. And I think what we just saw right there was what Menchville wants to do. They want to get things started with Alan Struthers and then come across with Hawkins and Jenkins and Harrison and let those other guys feed off his energy.
There you see the score, 46-38 Menchville, 2:39 left in the third quarter. Of course, our Newport News coaches, Chambly for Denby, Radford for Heritage, Struthers for Menchville, Stagg for Ward, and Welsh for Woodside. At Greg Bick on Twitter, at Sports Highlight.
And of course, at in the number 8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic on Twitter, folks.
If you're watching the game, text us a hi, 757-291-4234. Only tonight, though, text us a hi, 757-291-4234. Tell us your first name. We'll give you a shout-out. Nunez, yes.
Woo. You can't leave Nunez open one-on-one in the post like that.
And Gilliam connects.
Wow. Went up in the trees, said fee, 5, 4, fum. I'm not scared of the Giant. Put it in. Gilliam doing a good job counteracting and responding to what Nunez was able to do on the other end.
Menchville just maintaining and sustaining tonight.
And the momentum is something that can continue to grow, and you can feed off of that. You can get the crowd back into it. It's something that Menchville wants to do right now. But if you're Woodside, if you're the Woodside Wolverines and Coach Welch, you want to stem that tide, folks. And again, don't forget 757-291-4234. Let us know your name, and we'll give you a shout-out, folks. Tonight only, one night only, we are live, 291-4234.
Texas. See Struthers right there. Former CNU player. Back then CNC. That was a long time ago, CNC.
And he was one heck of a college player.
Woodside machine gray uniforms. Little green and white trim. Way outside. Way off. You can't get it all back at once.
No, you cannot. This is not the MTV Rock and Jock basketball where they got the 10-point shot. So that was an ill-advised attempt right there by the Wolverines.
Or even that 4-point shot in that 3-on-3 league.
Yeah, the big three with Ice Cube. And Allen Iverson, who we talked about earlier.
I was hoping Iverson would have played a little bit longer. Yep. I just think he just got over. When he left the NBA, that was pretty much for him.
Yeah. And even his last few years in the NBA, you know, he wasn't the Allen Iverson of old.
I mean, he'll be 44 this year, so he probably thinks he can still play, though. 51-40. Menchville opening it up. Woodside's got to pick up that intensity here in the third quarter.
And it's no coincidence Menchville has gone on this run once Alan Struthers has started nailing his shots.
And no good. All of a sudden, Menchville's keeping Nunez out of the game here. Got to get Nunez back involved. He's such a key player for the Wolverines. Kesey, yes. Icing on the cake for number 12, Jaden Kesey.
Woo! Struthers with the pass, and there you see it, easy peasy, Jaden Kesey. Menchville is starting to feel this momentum, folks.
54-40, there's Struthers
you see
out to Kesey.
The leadership.
Those two, great vision.
Bang.
Kind of look like Pat Mahomes throwing the ball out there.
And good leaders get their teammates involved, and that's what we're seeing right now from Struthers.
Takes a village, it really does. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Greg Picavaris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us here in Newport News.
And these two teams were trading shots early in the game, Greg, like two heavyweights. But you wonder, maybe some of the body blows are starting to catch up to Woodside now, and maybe they just don't have enough to come back against this tough Menchville team.
Yeah, Woodside's starting to show some fatigue here. All right, we're getting the text. Nate, go ahead and plug the number while I promote our text here as well.
757-291-4234. Let us know your first name so we can give you a shout out here live, folks.
All right, Tony, hello from Woodside. Thank you for watching. Remember, we only give out first names.
What's up, Tony?
Hello, Tony. Thank you for watching, my friend. Right now, Tony's Woodside team is down 54-40. How can people get involved, Mr. Energy?
757-291-4234. Let us know your first name, and we'll give you a shout-out. Send us a text, folks.
We always get some good response.
Nothing like live athletics, folks. This is a big-time game, the game of the night, folks.
Facebook Live ain't got nothing on this.
And I'm telling you, glad to be able to bring this to you.
Final second, no good, no good. All right, we got one more quarter left. Stay tuned, see if Woodside can come back. They're down by 14. All right, we're back live right here. Good to see Anthony Solomon right here. Played for Jim Harvey at Warwick High School in Newport News. Let's see if we can get a shot of Anthony. He's walking up the stairs right here. Played for UVA and Terry Holland. He's walking up in the red shoes right there. Anthony Solomon, we've always mentioned his name at Warwick.
Yeah.
Played for Jim Harvey, and he played for Terry Holland. He was there when a lot of great players from Virginia were there after Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats from the area, folks. And again, that's what it's all about, that tradition. When you talk about the legacy of players like an Anthony Solomon, of players like a Stephon Wells, of players like a Lamont Struthers, like an Allen Iverson, like a David Macklin.
All right, you're Coach Milton, you're Coach Welsh. What do you got to do? You're down by 14.
I think you got to remember who you are, remember what brought you to the dance, and that's the inside-out game. So you got to start pounding on the inside with Nunez, and maybe that'll open up some shots for Coleman and Jemison on the outside.
Less than 8 minutes left in this game. Steve Whitley, Reggie Proctor, Jerry Dyer, officials. Greg Picavaris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Thank you to all the fans watching as well. Live on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPS-TV.com. You brought the fire in the girls' game, and the flame continues.
Right, and this is what it's all about, the rivalries here, as we see number 4, Avery Brooks at the Avery Brooks, the actor from Deep Space Nine. Avery Scott maybe going where no man has gone before at the free throw line right now. But yeah, this is what it's all about. You want to see that intensity, Greg. You want to see that rivalry. You want to see both of these teams compete hard for 32 minutes.
Herman back in the game for Menchville, number 3.
AC Stephon Wells.
You got Struthers as well as Jenkins. Menchville's usually using their bench very well. And Gilliam's out there as well as Kesey.
And that's something that Struthers has been doing almost since the first quarter. Just rotating guys, keeping them fresh. And again, speaking of fresh, don't forget the text line, folks, 757-291-4234. Let us know your first name. We'll give you a shout out like these folks here in attendance.
Nice give and go by number 2. Brevard. Woodside needs it, and they need a lot more.
They need more of that. They need to score punches and bunches right now. They got to get some offense going, some sustained offense. A great give and go by the Menchville Monarchs on the inside.
Not easy for Kesey right there. Don't forget sports highlights on NNPS-TV.com on the homepage. Want to thank our great friends who's ever calling right now, please just text us. Just text us. We can't take live calls, but we appreciate it. You can text us at 757-291-4234.
Definitely appreciate the love, everybody watching live tonight, folks.
All right, so we got 10 minutes probably of real time, 7:09 left in the ball game. Regardless, the clock is what matters. 10 minutes is nothing as far as real time in basketball with timeouts. Ooh, a little aggressive there. That was an obvious foul by number 5, Ely, but they didn't call it. You saw it, Nate.
Yeah, letting them play a little
Struthers
bit here.
is livid.
Yeah, Struthers did not take too kind of that. Struthers feeling some type of way about that call by our officiating crew.
Remember, text us, don't call. 757-291. All right, Jenkins. Grandpapa's calling and texting. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Jenkins. As you see your family member out here doing very well tonight.
Yep, Jenkins, number 2 for the Menchville Monarchs out there.
And his family member texting us saying hello. Thank you to all of our great viewers tonight.
There you see sports highlights Mondays at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., as well as Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on Cox 47 and Verizon Fios Channel 17.
And we got HU focused on this month, Menchville next month.
And again, you talk about, the tradition. Sports highlights, certainly one of the traditions in this area year after year.
Thank you, Mr. Milton. 10-point lead for Menchville at home. One senior night.
So we got all the stars out here tonight,
Getting a
folks.
shout out, 757-291-4234. Text 757-291-4234. Here comes Struthers, very poised. The give and go to Gilliam is off.
Wow.
Nunez, they're getting a sweat out here tonight.
I'm telling you, Nunez just adjusted that shot by his presence. Both teams going hard in the paint.
And Woodside showing fatigue. And a nice shot there by number 2 for Menchville, Jenkins.
There he is.
Just as his grandpa was texting us. He answered for his grandpa.
You're going to do it like Grandpa told you how to do it, son. Great job right there by the Menchville Monarchs on the fast break. Jenkins putting it in for the score.
You can do the same thing Jenkins did by texting us.
And there you see right
the
there.
Tony fast break.
That's for you, Grandpa.
And Tony from St. Vincent.
There you go.
Text us a high, 757-291-4234.
Man, this is what it's all about, Greg. The community watching this game is one. This is what it's all about.
And this is the one disadvantage football doesn't have.
Yeah.
Is you can actually see people. You don't have to worry about the weather as Menchville makes it. Well, in football, you really don't see many people there because it's cold or wet or damp, and the players are hidden with the helmets. And here it's front and center.
And at times, getting to the stadium, it can be a hassle. Whereas this, you got the atmosphere here, and you're watching it at home. You're seeing.
You can take your jacket off and relax.
You're seeing what it's all about. Like, it's cold outside, but it is hot in here in the gym from this excitement.
Menchville's picked up that intensity in the fourth quarter. Kesey, number 12, with the ball. Monarchs looking very poised, well coached. Both teams are well coached as they're looking forward to the regionals.
You're right, Greg.
But no district tournament, you're rarely at home. That's the problem.
So Menchville came into tonight's game 16-5, only trailing Phoebus in the standings, and Woodside at 13-9 coming into tonight's game behind Hampton, Kickingham, Menchville, and Phoebus. So both teams trying to get right before the postseason.
5:26 left in this game. That's it. 58-44 in favor of the Monarchs on defense. Woodside with the ball. They need some points. They need it fast. But not too. You got to get some rebounds too. Here come the Monarchs. Using the bench so well. A little sloppy there. Woodside trying to counter punch. Outside jumper. It's up. It's off. Here comes Herman. Double teamed. Almost a steal. Struthers. Very unselfish.
Going up and down the court. Problem now for Woodside is time is not on their side. Struthers with the steal.
And Regina Price texting us.
Hey, Regina.
All right, here's another shout out from Wisconsin. Shout out from Michael and Brandon and Trey watching from the TV1 class.
Michael, Brandon, and Trey, what's going on, fellas? And again, shout out to Regina in Wisconsin.
And Bill Barlow says hello to Regina. I think Regina can hear Bill all the way from Wisconsin.
Again.
All right, we're getting all types of texts here. Chauncey Jenkins, we love you, Kennedy and Jordan. So whoever Kennedy and Jordan are, thank you. Tell your friends to watch NNPS-TV.com.
The game of the night, folks.
Cox Cable 47-517. Thank you again to all the texts in prime time. Again, that's the thing about basketball. They can see the kids. They can see the fans who are here. You can't really do that in football.
And again, basketball is just such an ingrained part of the community. And you talk about legends like an Anthony Solomon. You talk about legends like a Lamont Struthers. You talk about Allen Iverson, the David Macklins, the Mark Ardrey, the Danielle Dawson, Shalois Lyons. The fabric of the community is on this hardwood.
Speaking of hardwood, nice shot there by Zero, Khalif Chimison. Might be a little bit too late, though.
Chimison's a really good young player.
Menchville just keeps on coming back. 62-47, they're relentless. 15-point lead at home. 3:41 left in the ball game. All right, great job by, once again, Michelle Price for all of a great football and basketball. As usual, executive producer, coordinating producer, producer of sports highlights, Ray Price, with us since 1992, doing a great job, wearing many hats, keeping it all together. All Menchville tonight. Our wonderful director, Bill Barlow, been with us since '93. Retired from Fort Eustis. Of course, Carl Daniels and the wonderful engineer, Greg Lesko, keeping our audio and video in check.
Speaking of check, this might be checkmate for the Menchville Monarchs, so I'll give a shout out to our student crew tonight, 11th and 12th graders making it happen for you folks. Ryan Mullen, Michael McClellan, Derek Miracle, Pedro Leon, the inimitable, fantastic Mr. Joshua Valescan, Joshua Stuck, a.k.a. Lil Eli, Brandon Hedgepeth, Ian Tyson Odette, Xavier Bates, David Embry, Xavier Davis, Sierra Hendricks, Colin Biggie Smalls, and of course, you know, we don't have Antonio Brown because he's wondering about his contract, but we do have Antonio Dix out here working with the crew. So shout out to our great student crew for all the hard work they put in tonight.
Struthers flying in the sky. Who needs the parachute? Just watch Struthers play. I never had no desire to jump out of an airplane, Nate. I'm sorry.
Why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane, my friend?
I'm afraid of heights to begin with.
Menchville doing what they do best, though. Once they get a lead, they start to put the pedal to the metal, get the throttle down, and we've seen Struthers. There's a reason some colleges are looking at this young man, because he is somebody that can be a benefit and asset to your team.
A lot of Division I, II, and III prospects as Wright connects for Menchville, number 23. Very focused. Enjoyed speaking to him before the game. Got to make those free throws when it counts. (66-47). Menchville's opened it up.
We're starting to see the benches empty out a little bit for both teams.
And Menchville to steal. Herman. And he knocks it off the glass. Woodside with the ball. Trailing 68-47. Menchville looking for the sweep against Woodside this year. They won the outing earlier this season.
Right there. Herman picking the pockets, getting the cookies, hand in the cookie jar.
And he stutter stepped there, and he's still that hesitation threw Jemison off.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. When you're able to use defense to create offense, that just opens up the game and makes things easier for you. And that's the reason why Menchville is starting to pile onto this lead, and it looks unlikely that Woodside will be able to come back and capitalize.
All right, this text just said, Daddy is proud of his son. Congratulations to all the players out here tonight.
Absolutely. Some great young men and women that we've had the privilege of covering tonight. Future leaders here, both on the court and off the court.
Yep, great sportsmanship by Chauncey Jenkins, Kennedy and Jordan. Great family support from his family as well. And all the people watching on the tube and online.
And I'm telling you, Chauncey Jenkins is a player that I think can have some big-time success at that next level. I think he's a player like this. There's some things in his game he needs to refine, but I think he has a ton of potential, and it'd be great to see that young man playing collegiately.
Woodside just could not keep up with Menchville's dominant bench support either. Outside jumper is good way downtown by Khalif Jemison.
Jemison is a good player, folks. I have been very impressed with Jemison. The 2 games we've had a chance to watch him so far this season, Greg. You know, they're not going to get it done tonight in the win column, but Jemison is a player as well as Coleman and, of course, the big man inside Nunez to look forward to.
Menchville's on fire. It's like the regionals tonight. Nice shot right there by Herman. They got so many people they attack. Great proactive offense by Menchville.
So many weapons, like you said, Greg. Herman and Gilliam and Jenkins and Hawkins and Harrison and Kesey, and of course the guy that's getting it all done, that starts it off, stirs the drink, if you will, is number 5, Alan Struthers.
Woodside likes that UVA offense, full court matchup zone defense. Strength for Woodside is the speed. Weakness has been the youth. Menchville, of course, motion offense, all types of man zone defense. Strength has been the perimeter and the inside and the fast break. Weakness closing, but not tonight. They are getting the checkmate in the final 1:15 left. Menchville not letting off the pedal.
Herman to Gilliam on the inside. You're right, Greg. They've had trouble closing games out so far this season, but they know tonight in prime time on TV, they're going to close out the show. They're going to bring the curtain down, and they are going to come away with a big-time rivalry win tonight.
All right, great text here as well. Extremely proud of the Monarchs. Chauncey, he says, R.I.P. Coach. Of course, Ben Moore alluding to.
Absolutely.
Ben Moore coached at Warwick and Menchville.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, you talk about Ben Moore. That's why I've been so impressed with the job Coach Struthers has done. You see that interior move, Greg, just the pocket pass from Herman to Gilliam, and that just exemplifies what we've seen from Menchville tonight, unselfish basketball.
20-point lead for Menchville, 42 seconds left. Stay tuned for our wrap-up show after the game. 20-point lead for Menchville at home. They're going to improve and sweep the series against Woodside. But both teams played great, good sportsmanship, good conduct, great attitude by all the players involved, and the fans too.
Yeah.
Great sportsmanship by the fans.
Great atmosphere tonight, and again, you know, we want to give a shout-out to the memory of the late, great Ben Moore, who unfortunately left us too soon, but you can see his legacy out here on the court with these young men and with Coach Struthers, and the legacy and that foundation continuing on for the Menchville Monarchs.
That was Maxey on the shot. Woodside still fighting.
Okay.
Not enough time left, the final few seconds.
Young fella, Jemison.
And Menchville is going to win it by the score of 75-55 at home. Whew. That's a final. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
You don't have to change just to fit in. You You don't have to apologize for who you are. Just be yourself, and I promise people will enjoy it. Just be yourself. Be your real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, and magical person you are. Be yourself. Because everyone else is already taken. Just be you.
All right, Menchville wins it at home on senior night by 20, 75-55 final score. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. And Nate, the game, was close for a while, but Menchville used that depth to get the win.
Yeah, it was one team working together. Didn't matter who was in. Next man up, you got to get the job done. And that's what we saw from Menchville tonight. A great job by all the players involved. I was especially impressed with Jenkins and Struthers. I think Struthers was the one that got things started. And you even had contributions from players like Jaden Kesey. So a total team effort from Menchville against a very tough Woodside Wolverine squad.
And great teamwork and moving the ball around very well.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a good game, Greg. We knew this was going to be something prime time for the folks here on NNPS-TV.com. And I was just so pleased to see this matchup. Great job by both teams. And Menchville Monarchs defend home court. Like you said, they protected the house on senior night.
All right, great job by the crew. Once again, Menchville wins it 75-55 right here at home at the Menchville Monarchs home court. For Ray Price and Nate Milton, I'm Greg Bickaveris. Good night, and we'll talk to you soon.